Auburn University. Once again, a joyous occasion, led by first-year head coach Gus Malzahn. And right behind him, the star running back of this team, Trey Mason. It's all part of the pageantry of football in the SEC, a Saturday afternoon tradition. And we welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon, Georgia against Auburn, meeting for the 117th time. Take a look at the SEC East standings, where Georgia still alive, but they must win today, and they need a little help. Out west, Alabama undefeated at Mississippi State tonight. Auburn controls its own destiny. How about that? Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wilson. Gary, I don't think there's a better story in college football than this turnaround by Auburn from a year ago.
Vern, you just have to look at what happened here. A team that had such low self-esteem a year ago, but they made a great decision. They made the right decision. They went back to Gus Malzahn, their offensive coordinator that won the national championship with him calling the plays. He's now come back, and he has kind of just got that team believing in themselves. There's players here, and he found some players, but most importantly, he found a quarterback. You know, it was Cam Newton when they won the championship, and now Nick Marshall is a guy that runs the Malzahn offense. He started out throwing a little bit, showing that he had the arm, but lately it has been his legs and the power running attack from that triple option offense. But he's got a guy too. Trey Mason has become that guy where if it's not Marshall, it's been Trey Mason, and this offense has been dynamic on the ground.
I think most of you know that Georgia was decimated by injuries offensively. They're getting healthy, but today the challenge, I think, Gary, is going to be that defensive team.
Yeah, I mean, you're not, if you're going to have any chance, you have to slow down the offense, and I think Georgia has the right combination. Now, they don't have a lot of experience, but they've got the athletes. You have to be able to run and really chase down this offense, redirect linebackers and defensive ends that can run on defense. That's their big chance on defense. But of course, in the SEC or modern football, you got to have a quarterback, and they've got the most experienced quarterback in the SEC. A week ago, Auburn faced a guy that, really was inexperienced. Now they're going to face the most experienced player in the SEC, in Aaron Murray, and when he's got help, and he's getting help with Todd Gurley coming back, he may not be 100% this year, but he's pretty good even at 85%.
Well, the question remains for Auburn, if they're going to complete this amazing feel-good story. They've got to win today. How do they do it?
Well, I think the plan in this game is really simple. It's got to be three things that Auburn has to do to win this game. Number one, they have to stop Todd Gurley. Number two, they have to stop Todd Gurley. And finally, Vern, they better stop Todd Gurley. They need, because if they don't, I don't think they can win.
He will be a big part of this game. And here's the appearance of Nova. And the Auburn band. We'll be right back. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Red Lobster, Nissan, K Jewelers, and by AT&T. Georgia Bulldogs on the field. And the Auburn Tigers on the field. 117th meeting, the series tied 54-54 and 8. It's the Home Depot SEC on CBS from Pat Dye Field in Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. Nick Marshall will be so much a part of this afternoon. For more on his story, here's Tracy Wilson.
That's right, Vern. It is a big storyline today. Auburn quarterback Nick Marshall facing his former team. He played defensive back for Georgia, but was dismissed in February of 2002. He was not allowed to speak with the media this week, but on Sunday he called this just another game. Gus Malzahn telling me Marshall is so calm, he's so even-keeled. He doesn't think it will affect him, but did admit that we would probably have some butterflies and some extra adrenaline right about now, right before kickoff. But he said once the game gets underway, guys, he will be just fine.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Rainstorm moved through Auburn last night, early this morning. We had a lot of fog, but the skies are clearing, the weather improving. Right now, 66 degrees, mostly cloudy with a peak or two of the sunshine. All-time series tied. Look at the point differential, 114. In part, that's because Georgia has won the last two games by a score of 83-7. Georgia won the toss, deferred. They will receive. Marshall Morgan will kick off. Auburn will receive. That is. And Trey Mason, the running back, is the deep man along with Quan Bray. Georgia 6-3. Auburn 9-1. Short pooch kick, bounces at the 25, taken at the 22. Quan Bray hurried up, grabbed it on one hop, and Auburn opens with terrific field position.
That's a lot of yards to concede for field position in a game. That comes because of Auburn's success in kickoff returns. You're basically spotted on the 40-yard line.
And let's take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. And the aforementioned Nick Marshall is on, having a wonderful year. He ran for 214 yards in the last win at Tennessee. Gary, special teams. That's the first example of edge to Auburn.
Absolutely, and they expect to win special teams, even dominate it.
Here's Marshall. He keeps it on the read option, comes left. And let's check the offense for the Auburn Tigers. Robinson, perhaps the best athlete on the offensive line. Reed Dismukes is the captain of this game for Auburn, and an outstanding center. Slade, Young, Prosh, the fullback, Mason, and you saw the rest. And here is Marshall on 2nd and 6. Trey Mason with modest yardage. Defensively for Georgia, Drew, Smith, Bailey. They're the down three. Floyd, Wilson, Herrera. Trey Matthews, a freshman, replaces another freshman, Quincy Mauger. Matthews has been hampered by a hamstring, but he's back. 3rd down, 2. That's Uzama in motion. Prosh is the fullback. They come to the left side.
Well defensed.
Yes.
First decision by... Or did he fall forward right in the end? There was no whistle. And I think it's a first down. Trey Mason, a very strong, they might in stature might be tall, but he is very strong. What did he tell us he squat yesterday? I really don't remember. I didn't want to hear that number.
425.
420. No, that was his bench.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Does that with his arms.
The middle, Mason. Rameek Wilson, who leads the SEC in tackles, made that one. That's his 93rd of the year.
Well, this is the decision point right there where the quarterback and the running back have to be seeing the same thing.
And you see the result of the hurry-up offense on the left side of the screen. It's Mason again.
Yeah, Todd Grantham believes that to stop this offense, which he calls very similar to the triple option veer. I mean, he says you have to stop it from inside out. If our defensive tackles and inside linebackers don't have a great game, we're going to have problems, says Todd Grantham.
And he was the defensive coordinator at Georgia. You saw number 3 in the country in rushing the football. And if it's working well, this time it's Mason who keeps it, and it doesn't work so well. Herrera is there following the first tackle of Trey Matthews.
Well, this offensive line for Auburn has had the same 5 starters all year. They try to get angles and down blocks created from the basically inverted triple option offense that they run.
Auburn has thrown only 16 passes in the last 2 games. They will throw it here with play action. Deep down the middle, got him. Sammy Coates, no, it's fumbled in the end zone.
They called it completed.
And Damian Swan runs it out to the 9-yard line.
I'm sure this will be reviewed, but it was called a complete pass.
Coates made the catch, or did he?
1, 2.
Yep, I think so.
I think so too, but you know, in college football, the ground cannot cause the fumble. I think this is going to be returned back for Auburn's football.
I do too.
1, 2. I think it'll be the 5-yard line.
Replay official is Gerald Hodges.
Previous play is under further review. The ruling was a catch and a fumble.
Well, we started out thinking the review would be whether it was going to be complete or incomplete. Now the review is going to be better than that for Auburn. It's going to be complete, and they get the ball back.
Penn Wagers is our referee today.
Easy one-on-one coverage. Back judge very clearly says it's a catch. And then lets it go. No whistle. You can see he's reacting as a fumble. And really that's what the official, the referee, should do. Is he should allow it and let the replay official overturn it. By the way, for those of you that haven't seen Auburn play a lot of football and you don't catch a lot of Sammy Coates, he is a brilliant athlete. Now he's in a run offense and he doesn't have the big numbers, but he's a 4.3 40 guy, and if he was on Texas A&M, you know, he'd have 75 catches.
You're right. Well, he's a terrific all-around athlete. High school football, basketball, baseball. All 3.
Pretty confident, isn't he?
Yes.
Right there, watch. He's looked at the replay here in the stadium, and he's pretty confident. Georgia better get their defense ready, because I got a feeling. I know that Gus Malzahn right now is figuring out what play he's going to run. There he thinks. He watched the replay.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
Well, I haven't been wrong much this year on these things. Was the ball moving? I didn't see it. I thought he had the ball. 1, 2.
Well, here's the first.
We're not perfect either, Vern, right? I mean, we all.
I understand.
The big call.
Here's the first wow of the afternoon.
Big call here now, 3rd and 8, and this is not a comfortable spot for the Auburn offense. This is where the Georgia defensive line must make an impact. If they get Auburn in 3rd and long, can those defensive ends or Ray Drew make an impact?
3rd and 8. Marshall comes to his left. Cuts back to 31.
Still a decision.
Yeah.
They've got a great field goal kicker.
Cody Parker is that kicker. Malzahn looks down.
Be a 48-yarder roughly.
And Parkey's long for the season is 47. It appears they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Play clock now at 10.
He's hurrying. Gus Malzahn is hurrying them up.
4, 2, got it. So does Trey Mason.
I think Ramik Wilson had a shot at this tackle, and Mason made a miss. Now, actually, it was Harvey Clemens that had a shot in the backfield, and Trey Mason got underneath him and made a miss.
This is the opening drive of the game. A pooch kick by Georgia, returned by Quan Bray. And now 1st down and 10.
We're being told, just to give the listeners from the replay booth, that the receiver has to control the ball through the fall to the ground. So whether he made 2 steps, he has to control it as he hits the ground.
First down.
Here's the play.
Catch, 1, 2.
First and 10 over, number 29.
And there you see the call from the replay booth that he did not control it as he hit the ground.
This is as quiet as I've seen you in a while.
Well, I thought he had it. I thought he had it.
I'm goading you a little bit. 1st down and 10.
0 for 1 for me, I guess.
Oh.
But he clearly had it.
Mason. No, Marshall. That might happen a couple of times today. They have really developed a partnership on this read option.
Well, and what's this real, problem for the Georgia defense, and what they have to watch is, even though it looks like they stop them pretty successfully, it's a 7-yard gain on the play. And Georgia played good defense on that play.
11th play of the drive. Uzomah, the tight end, is now top of the screen, split wide right. It's Mason again. And Amarlo Herrera, the 4th leading tackler in the SEC, 2nd on the Bulldog team.
Yeah, the forward progress is going to be very close again. 3rd and probably less than a yard, or maybe even a 1st down. It's going to be another measurement. The story, talking to Ellis Johnson, the defensive coordinator for Auburn, he said he thinks the story with a lot of spread teams is they struggle in the red zone. Auburn does not. Their offense is built a little differently, and they feel comfortable in the red zone.
Dismukes, excuse me.
One of the weapons that they have to account for is Uzomah right there, the tight end.
Yeah.
In the red zone, he is a weapon.
Here's the sweep. Ricardo Lewis, number 5, listed as a backup wide receiver, got the start today. That's his 11th run, I beg your pardon, of the season.
And this is actually the 3rd part of the triple option that it's called. They run it without pitching the ball. That's their wide pitch play with the speed sweep.
1st and goal. Marshall caught from behind.
Tackle.
Corey Moore, number 39.
See, that's the type of athleticism that you have to have on defense to match up against Auburn. Corey Moore, this Georgia defense has those type of players. I don't care how much experience you have, if you can't run, you will get exposed.
And the Verizon red zone stats for Auburn. See, 31 touchdowns, 42 trips. That's really good. 2nd and goal. Nice little shift behind the line for Trey Mason.
It's a huge down here now for the Georgia defense. They get a stop here, you could almost bet that Auburn would go for a field goal.
We've played just a minute shy of halfway through the first quarter. This is the 15th play of the drive.
Must account for this tight end in the red zone for Auburn. Timeout.
Timeout. Third down goal. Mark Richt. His team has not seen the field on offense yet. And we welcome you back to Jordan-Hare Stadium, the opening drive of the ball game. This will be the 15th drive for Auburn, now on third down and goal.
Standard text messaging rates apply.
15th play of the drive.
They've got their big tight end matched up against Damian Swan to the bottom of the screen right here.
And Marshall will throw for the second time into the end zone, tipped.
Nice job by Swan.
It sure was incomplete.
You can tell they just love Uzomah matched up against the smaller corners. Whether it's the fade pass this time, it's the stop to the outside, and Swan does a beautiful job on the play.
Uzomah replaced the graduated senior Philip Lutzenkirchen, who is present at the game today.
Damian Swan made a great player there. That's a tough matchup. Uzomah was a high school quarterback, wide receiver, kind of grown into a hybrid tight end.
And the field goal, high snap, nice hold. Ryan White did a magnificent job to get that ball controlled and down, and the laces turned. So half the first quarter is in the history books. And making his 51st consecutive start, Aaron Murray will be on the field when we return. Airlines. 3-0 Auburn. After taking 16 plays to go 56 yards. Season highs for both time consumed on a drive and number of plays in a drive. Cody Parkey will kick off. Sheldon Dawson, number 2, is the deep man, and there will be no return on this one. And now for the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. The starter from Tampa, Florida, holds 3 all-time career marks in the SEC now. And this season, 2,477 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 intercepts with 3 games remaining.
I think he's the best timing thrower in college football. He understands the offense inside out, and he can get rid of the ball before the receiver's open. It'll be a challenge for Auburn to slow down his timing routes. And also with that guy standing next to him.
Yeah. And here is the first mention during the game of Todd Gurley. And guess what? Offensively for the Bulldogs, they come in 6-3. Gates, Lee, Andrews, Burnett, Theus. Merritt Hall will start. Arthur Lynch suffered bruised ribs 2 weeks ago in the Georgia-Florida game. Missed last week. He is a starter again. And you saw Michael Bennett and Rantavius Wooten, the wideouts. Bennett slot to the top of the screen. Murray hit and dropped.
And fumbled.
D. Ford.
Remember that number. That's the number the last time we saw Auburn. He was doing it at Texas A&M. He finished off that game, and he starts this game. Right around the corner. Holy cow. Right through John Theus.
Yes. And that is his 8th sack of the season.
The Georgia tackles must hold up on third down and passing situations.
Watch out. Almost picked off. It was behind Gurley.
Boy, that
and it was
speed coming up.
again.
Excuse me, Vern, I barely can hear you. It's so loud in here. That speed coming off the edge. And as loud as it is, the offensive tackles for Georgia are not getting off at the snap count. They're getting beat by the Auburn defensive ends. Amazing.
And special teams have been a problem for Georgia this year. Snaps, block kicks, kick returns. Here's Colin Barber back. Remember in the Vandy loss, they put one over his head. The deep man, Chris Davis. There's a flag down at the point of the punt.
I think it was Ryan Smith that came across the leg.
Yeah, looks that way.
There is a flag.
Now we'll determine what Georgia will do with the call.
Well, the crowd is reacting rather.
Georgia declines
Running into the kicker, number 24, on the receiving team. Penalty declined. First down.
I think, yeah, that was nice acting on the play. And you could see Mark Richt play it a bit conservative and decided to take a 43-yard punt. Now, remember, you get a 5-yard penalty, and it would have to be a 38-yarder to get tied. I was surprised he didn't try it one more time.
Penalty declined. Time called. Auburn's got it back. Well, a year ago at this time, Auburn was 2-8, fired the coach, brought back Gus Malzahn, who served as the offensive coordinator here for 3 years. Looks kind of back to the future.
It really does. Really, it's the same offense they ran in 2010, and this time it's Nick Marshall for number 2, Cam Newton. Same plays. The running back in 2010, it was number 5, Michael Dyer. Now it's number 21. Same plays, pulling guard through the middle. And the speed sweep, it was Ontario McCaleb in 2010. Now it's Corey Grant. Same plays. Take your offense, find new weapons, and run what you know. That's been the key to success for Gus Malzahn.
You know, I'm always impressed when you decline our invitation to come out to dinner on Friday night, and you do room service, and you come up with this kind of thing.
Well,
yeah.
We had a lot of help. A lot of people helped us on that one.
First down and 10. Caught Uzomah. Hit from behind and tackled, but a big gain.
And a late flag. I'm not exactly sure who it was on. It might have been, was it blocking downfield on the play?
Let's see.
Not exactly sure what happened. Uzomah made a nice catch because it was well defended by Trey Matthews that time.
And then Trey Matthews did catch up. Let's see.
I wonder if they called it on Sammy Coates blocking downfield. Might have been
holding.
Bray.
Number 4
Yeah.
on offense. 10-yard penalty.
It was the receiver at the top of the field. Sammy Coates, number 18, ran into it, but just under the CBS mark right there. You can see the jersey being pulled by Quan Bray. Good call on Shag Wiggins.
And it's first down and 2. Substitutions late now for the Auburn offense.
Dangerous play action situation here now for the Georgia defense.
Marcus Davis, number 80, is on the field in the slot. 1 of 2. Marshall. Leonard Floyd almost got him. And he finds Marcus Davis, a freshman. For so long, that number worn by Emory Blake.
Well, pressure was applied inside, and I think it was Floyd that made the pressure, but Nick Marshall pops outside and makes another good throw. He can throw the ball. They just don't throw the ball that often.
There's a quick snap. Passing offense 173 yards. They're 12th in the SEC, but only 3 completions last week. That's the fewest in a win since 1985. Second down, 7. Marshall will throw again. He's got him. Sammy Coates.
Marshall's pass to number 18, Sammy Coates.
He does lead the country in yards per catch.
Yes, he's had 4 100-yard games this season. And you can see he's a big-time matchup problem. And, you know, Vern, there's a big difference between a team that can't throw and a team that chooses not to throw. The team that chooses to throw when they want to are very dangerous. That's where Auburn is. They're choosing their spots, and it's very difficult to stop.
And they'll throw again, perhaps. Well, Marshall will tuck it and scoot out of bounds in front of Ramik Wilson, number 51. Marshall 6 for 21 now. Mason has 7 carries for 23. Quan Bray, top of the screen. Melvin Ray. You got Bray and Ray out there. And here we go. Corey Grant. Touchdown, Auburn.
Well, this is Ontario McCaleb. Oh, excuse me, Corey Grant coming on this sweep right here. And that's the third part of what you can almost call the triple option. It's an inverted veer. It looks like at least Auburn is lining up, threatening to go for 2. But it is really a dynamic offense without pitching the ball. They run the ball at the point of attack without blocking the end man line of scrimmage, and they mesmerize them with guards, H-backs, handoffs, and quarterbacks. It's a really beautiful offense to watch.
They do go for 1 on the try. Grant, the speedster, in the 3-pronged attack.
Yes, it was the transfer from Georgia handing off to the transfer from Alabama that scores a touchdown for Auburn.
Auburn is dominated here in the first quarter. They're up 10-0. And now it's time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success. Garrett?
Well, this offense is put together well, but there are some hidden parts sometimes when you look at this offense. Herrera right here is the guy that they're going to try to block. It's a tough block, but watch the hidden part right here. Jay Prosh, number 35, is right there. He arc blocks on the play. He's the H-back, cleans it. A good block by Brandon Foles, and there's that clap right there. You got guys lined up, and with the action, with the speed sweep, 2 good blocks, and they crease it.
Look at the comparison this year to last. Malzahn chose to leave Auburn and was the head coach at Arkansas State last year for 1 season. Gus spent much of his career in high school ball as a head coach in Arkansas. Cody Parker will kick. Parkey will kick off, and Sheldon Dawson is the deep man. Touchback again. Now let's go back to the studio for Liberty Mutual Insurance update here.
Looking very good for George O'Leary with that 3-point come from behind win. Vern, back to you.
All right, Tim, indeed they are. And it's first down 10 and a flag. Substitution.
Georgia, 12-minute formation. 5-yard penalty, first down.
When you huddle with 12, they're going to call it on you. Very interesting. Georgia started out with 3 wide receivers, 1 back, no success, so they come back to the fullback. You can see there's Michael Bennett, who did not get the word that it was 2 wide receivers and not 3 wide receivers.
This will be the 4th play for Georgia in the ball game. They give it to Gurley. He breaks the first contact. Defensively for the Auburn Tigers, they will rotate 10 defensive linemen. Ford, Igwe, Wright, and Owens will start. McKenzie, Holland, and Therizi And Gabe Wright had a chance to chat with him yesterday, one of the leaders of this defense for the Auburn Tigers. 4 minutes to go, first quarter, 10-0. Screen behind Gurley. Well, Todd Gurley missed 3 3/4 ball games. He was injured in the game against LSU. He had run for 73 yards in the first quarter. High ankle sprain. We saw him 2 weeks ago against Florida. Obviously not in the best of shape.
No, and when he's touching the ball, Georgia has been very good. I mean, they have been their most dynamic when he's a part of the offense, obviously. But, you know, even in the first game against Clemson, he had to go out for parts of that game, too.
Murray will run, but not very far. Fourth down.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want my quarterback hit in this type of a game this early. Back-to-back 3-and-outs. You have to have Aaron Murray healthy for this team, I think, to win this game. That was not going to have any chance of picking up a quarterback draw. Auburn was clearly in a zone defense, letting everything happen in front of them.
Chris Davis had a punt return against Tennessee. He's back now to accept
beautiful punt.
Colin Barber's punt. This is a good one. Davis can't get very far.
Great punt, great coverage by Georgia. That has to lift their spirits.
See more of today's game with the all-22 camera angle exclusively on CBSSports.com. Watch all of the action live now at CBSSports.com/SEC.
Well, what do you do if you're Georgia? You know, the first drive was 15 plays or 16 plays, whatever it was, counting the thing. 13 of them were runs. Last drive, 6 plays, but 5 of them were passes. You know, that's really tough now. They've established both.
Cross to fullback, draw play. Mason with his 8th carry of the ball game. Trey with 1,000 yards for the 2nd consecutive season. We chatted with him yesterday about his attempt to cross 1,000 in a 49-0 defeat to Alabama last year, and he did get it, 1,002 yards, but he said he also heard about it from the Alabama defenders. 2nd and 7. Here's Prosh, number 35. Mason. Talked about Gus Malzahn and his years in high school. His offensive coordinator is Rhett Lashley. He just turned 30 last summer. He was a quarterback for Malzahn at Shiloh Christian High School. So their relationship goes all the way back to that stop. He was a GA at Arkansas when Malzahn was the offensive coordinator, came here as a GA in 09 with Malzahn. And now, someday he's going to be a head coach. 3rd and 4.
Not a very good throw.
No, it wasn't.
He got him. They called it complete. They called it a completed pass.
Herrera disagrees.
Yes, he does. Had him wide open. It was not a very good throw. I don't know if he got that or not.
Don't believe so.
I don't even know if Davis thinks he got it, to tell you the truth.
Incomplete.
Yeah,
they
that ball bounced. Yeah, but Davis knew he did not catch that ball. Look at him sheepishly look around and say, if I get away with this one, it'll be a miracle. And this should force a punt.
4th and 4. Stephen Clark is the punter for the Auburn Tigers. Kind of a remarkable stat. He hasn't punted all that much this year, but of the number of punts, gosh, he looks like an old man, doesn't he?
All right, I'm going to try to get 1 for 1 on these reviews, okay?
All right.
I think this one's going to be incomplete. I'm pretty confident on this one. I hope there's a few more I get my average up.
No, I like your sense of self-confidence. You know, you stepped out
I'm all right
there.
here?
So they are reviewing this.
So what do you do if you're Mike Bobo now? You're getting this football back. You clearly are having a problem protecting the quarterback. You had a penalty, self-destructed a little bit, 1st and 15. Georgia needs a clean series here.
This shouldn't take very long.
After further review,
Yep.
the ruling is confirmed.
And so 4th and 4.
2 sacks on the first series, a penalty on the second series. Right now, Georgia needs it clean. They take their chances, not shooting themselves in the foot and getting off at least 1 first down here.
And just to complete the stat on Stephen Clark, of his punts this year, 38 of them, only 4 have been returned.
Georgia has kept their defense safe on the field.
Oh, it's Rhett McGowan deep, fair catch.
Well, they called a flag on it. That'd be a first down on defensive save. I don't know what to think of. I think you might not be able to leap over the blockers.
Personal foul. Number 94 on the receiving team. Leaping the protection shield.
Right.
15-yard penalty. First down.
That's a mental mistake, a big-time mental mistake by John Taylor. Georgia goes safe. They're just inviting. You can see it right in the middle of it. And John Taylor said gets a little too anxious. I don't know if he leaped very high.
Not.
And you could see that it was called by the Auburn defender. Yes, he did jump, though. There's no doubt. It's a dangerous play, and they're trying to get that out of football because if Taylor got flipped, he would land on his head, and that would be very dangerous.
And so after the mark-off, it's a first down 10. Mason into the it's Corey Grant, beg your pardon.
Number 20, Corey Grant carries up the middle.
Corey Grant is usually Mr. Outside in this offense, but started the year sharing a lot of the carries with Trey Mason and Cameron Artis-Payne, but Mason kind of won the job and deserved more of the carries.
Grant remains on the field. And he'll get it. Comes around the left side, pushed out of bounds by Rameek Wilson, number 51. Well, they do have a 3-pronged running attack there.
And early in the year, it was all 3 of them being featured, but about the LSU game, Trey Mason distanced himself. Corey Grant and Cameron Artis-Payne are now really the backups and used in different roles.
And a first down 10, final minute, first quarter. Absolutely dominated.
Yeah, the plays. I mean, it's 26 to 6 plays, 2 3-and-outs for a first quarter for this just dynamic Georgia offense is hard to believe.
Mason back on the field. Take a look at the season numbers. Mason now well over 1,000 yards, second year in a row. Grant with 537. Cameron Artis-Payne, number 44, with 568. 16 touchdowns for Mason. That's tops in the SEC, and that will also bring to a close the first quarter of play, and it was all Auburn. That's the end of the first, 10-0. Auburn. We'll return to Auburn after this message and a word from your local station. I know it was almost too quick to notice, but that was really Gary on the pogo stick.
Got it, set a record.
Yeah, that's right. Well, welcome back to Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, our entire crew here for the first time.
Watch out for the quick snap. When they huddle close like that, they get out there real quick.
All righty, it's second down 8 at the Georgia 39. Here they come. New quarterback. Goes deep. Got him. Jeremy Johnson, the true freshman, in, and he gets one play and he's out. But it was a nice play.
Very nice one. Came in for a three-point shot. Remember, he gave up his red shirt season when Nick Marshall hurt his shoulder. Got him a win, and every win counts for Auburn on their great season, and Gus has promised to keep him involved in the game plan.
Here's the handoff to Mason.
Nice job picking his way through there.
And Mason down near the 20. Well, a variety of things to explore here. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I think, first of all, there's been a lot of red flags, but to me, the biggest is the offensive tackle has not handled the speed rush for Auburn. I mean, that could be a big problem for as Aaron Murray tries to make his impact in this game. If I'm Mike Bobo, I'm going, what do I do? Do I have to keep in another guy? Do I have to get a chip with the tight end? That could be a big problem in the football game.
Time has been called. Gus Malzahn doesn't seem real happy right now. Don't know why. His team's dominating.
Miami. Back to Vern, Gary, and Tracy at Jordan Hare.
All right, Tim, thank you. A sea of orange here, 87,000 on hand. There's a small pocket of red, but almost erased from the visual. And these orange-clad Auburn Tigers are having a great afternoon so far.
Yeah, well, you know, it's hard to believe we're, into the second quarter here, and Auburn has thrown more passes than Georgia has run plays.
Wow. That's the second one today. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 20.
Can Georgia get a tackle for a loss or a negative play? That's what they need very badly.
Marshall gets a couple. Leonard Floyd, number 84, with the Bulldog tackle.
And he stayed at home that time. That's his job. That's his assignment. And that's that long, athletic defensive end outside linebacker that needs to make those plays. Great play by Floyd.
3rd down 4.
It's a big part of this football game for Georgia. Forcing a field goal here would be a big win for the team.
Marshall flips it out. Corey Grant, it'll be 4th down. Now, this drive was kept alive on a 4th down earlier with a punt and a leaping penalty called on Georgia.
Damian Swan again did a great job in the flat. He did not bail out of the play. He played the short flat, came up, knew where the help was, and forced the ball carrier back into the tackle. Beautiful job. Wilson had help on the outside. That was great defense by Georgia. Played a zone, stuck with the zone, and forced the short throw.
That brings on Cody Parkey, who is 1 for 1 in this one. Kicked one from 22. This one is good from 35.
Excuse me, we're going to see a lot of clapping on that Georgia sideline right now as Mark Rick and the coaching staff is going to try to get them pepped up for the remainder of the second quarter and game.
CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot SEC continues after this word from your local station. As you all know, the Philippines have been devastated by Typhoon Haiyan. Thousands have lost their lives, and there's been massive property damage. The victims urgently need your help. Please visit the redcross.org. That's redcross.org to make a donation. CBS cares. Total number of plays thus far in the game, 31 for the Auburn Tigers, 6 for Georgia. Back-to-back 3-and-outs. But they did get the stop inside the red zone and forced a field goal. Sheldon Dawson is the deep man. Parkey has kicked 2 of them through the end zone, make it 3. And let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, Georgia's offense doing nothing so far, and Aaron Murray went over to his offensive lineman before taking the field and said, let's pick it up a little bit. Let's play a little faster. They are certainly not known as an up-tempo team, but let's see if they try to go a little faster here to get something going, guys.
And Tracy, Michael Bennett is back in the game. I think they're going to go back to the wide spread out thing and try to throw the ball more. They've got to loosen up to be able to run Gurley. They've got to spread it out, that Auburn defense, because they're geared in on Todd Gurley.
Gurley is the deep back. Play action. Murray rolls to his right. He's got Arthur Lynch short, but he's got Bennett deep.
Yep.
And here's Michael Bennett. Cuts down and is tackled by Jonathan Jones, number 3, but by far the best of 7 plays now for Georgia in the ball game.
Well, you can almost see this coming. You have to figure out a way to throw the ball. You just get an easy crossing route off the play action pass. You know Auburn is geared in to stop Todd Gurley. You got to find a way to throw the ball.
And the quick hitter from Gurley.
And that should open up the game to get Todd Gurley back into the football game, because Auburn had it mesmerized on them and beat into them all week that we got to stop number 3.
2nd and 3. Murray goes right. It's tipped. And it's caught by Gurley. Good play. Wow. D. Ford tipped it.
D. Ford has been a monster so far in this game, hasn't he? They put Houston in the game, number 75, but it was a different blocking combination that time. A quick pass, and the line just kind of folded down. Nobody blocked Ford.
John Theus is out. He had been beaten twice for sacks. 3rd down 3. There's Ford off the back, quick. He gets to Murray, but the pass is complete to Jonathan Rumpf. There is a flag.
Murray's pass to number 18, Jonathan Rumpf. There's a flag.
Yeah, I think he was offsides anyway, was Ford on the play. He just anticipated it. Beat Houston around the end, and I really thought he was trying to hold Murray up. That was not your typical Nick Fairley drive him into the ground type deal that we saw here a couple of years ago. When we were here.
Practice that has continued for Nick Fairley.
30 on defense. Penalty decline. Result of the play is the better option. 1st down.
I really thought he was trying to hold him up and just kind of lost his balance on the play.
It is the 2nd consecutive 1st down for the Bulldogs. And they are inside the 20 for the 1st time. Blitz. Flag.
There's a flag.
Words.
False start. 75. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, 3 years ago, Gary and I and Tracy were here. Nick Fairley had an interesting game.
Yeah, Aaron Murray, his freshman year, and Nick Fairley was making a name for himself in a lot of ways. And Aaron Murray, 2 of those, I think was one of those a penalty, and 2 of them weren't. The first and the second, the last were not. The middle one was a penalty.
1st down and 15. Michael Bennett again in the slot. Blitz threatened yet again. They back out. It's 4-man rush. Almost got to him again. And it's overthrown, intended for Bennett, and defended by Ryan Smith, number 24.
Well, you can see that Aaron Murray, in his mind, he has his clock ticking. He knows he cannot hold it too long. He feels that his offensive line has a challenge, and he's letting the ball go very quickly.
2nd 15. See what Auburn has in mind defensively. Murray looks over to the bench. Jonathan Rumpf, number 18, is at the top of the screen. Rantavius Wooten at the bottom. They hand it off to Gurley on the draw. Up the middle he runs.
Gurley carries up the middle.
Tell you, he's spectacular when he gets the football and he has some space. Great block that time by Merritt Hall. Gets into the secondary and, makes it 3rd and inches.
And on the quick count, inside the 10. Appears he got it.
Well, last year, both Todd Gurley and Keith Marshall went over 100 yards against Auburn when they routed them in this football game. So Auburn knows all about number 3.
Chris Conley is on the field for the first time in a couple of weeks. Number 31 High ankle sprain for him. Here's Gurley again. Touchdown, Georgia.
Well, it was a great first call of the series by Mike Bobo. The play-action pass, and that broke the dam to be able to run that guy. He's number 3. I said it 3 times. They better stop Gurley. They better stop Gurley. They better stop Gurley, because if Murray has some help, it will be tough to keep this down at scoring points.
The extra point from Marshall Morgan is good. Mike Bobo, of course, the longtime offensive coordinator, former quarterback at Georgia, and a key member of Mark Richt's staff. 8 plays, 75 yards, just under 3 minutes, and it featured Todd Gurley.
He runs right through Chris Frost on the play. That's how valuable one of those backs are. He can beat the linebacker in the hole and score.
Back to Vernon Garrett.
Did I miss some mention of Johnny Manziel there?
Well,
they have an open
he's
week.
gonna have his turn coming up. Let's see the strategy for the Georgia special teams now. Remember the great field position on the Pooch kickoff to start the game. I think you got to challenge it and kick it deep. You can't give the spot the team the ball at the 40-yard line.
2 men back for Auburn. Quan Bray and Trey Mason. Marshall Morgan will kick off. And this time they do boom it reasonably deep. It will be returned from the 4 by Trey Mason. Mason has a 100-yard kickoff return in the opener this year. And now for the Aflac trivia question. Who finished second behind Herschel Walker in '82 and Bo Jackson in '85 in their respective Heisman winning seasons? Walker, of course, one of the greatest players in Georgia history. The same could be said of Jackson here in Auburn. There is a player down. It's Sheldon Dawson.
Oh, looks like maybe he got a cut there. They're fixing him up, huh?
Dawson, the backup cornerback. That appears to be where it happened. Whatever it was, time called. Georgia Auburn, and on the bench Sheldon Dawson appeared to have suffered a cut lip on the kickoff return. Auburn is back on offense. Gary, you've talked about the multiple parts of this offense.
Sure. Well, let's go back a couple games. I grabbed this play from the Arkansas game. Watch Trey Mason score right up the middle in a 5-yard touchdown run. It looks easy. Well, how did it get so open? Where did those linebackers go? It's part of the reason this motion goes. The linebackers are pulled out of the middle. The eye discipline necessary for those inside linebackers, it's like a magician. You can't watch the left hand when the right hand is actually pulling the trick. The linebackers, the discipline necessary to play against these offense, it's called eye discipline, and it's mandatory to cut the window dressing out and concentrate on your rules.
They have done fairly well, as you saw in the SEC. Here's a quick flip. Marshall out to Ricardo Lewis, number 5. And he spins and might have spun. Oh, fumble. Who got it?
Well, Georgia thinks they got it.
They
that's
sure
for
do.
sure.
They're getting a lot of encouragement from the sideline. There's a classic Mark Richt looking down, pointing out. Little tug at the bottom of the pile.
Well, if you're trying to read Mark Richt's face, that isn't going to help. He does not change expression.
No. Placid.
Oh, wow. It looks like...
Watch out. Be careful.
I'll tell you, Josh Harvey Clemens thought he had the ball.
Well, he does now.
He sure does, but I think, are they calling it simultaneous possession?
Here's Penn Wagers, and now
we can read it. Now we can read it, because remember, right now, Mark Richt is going. He's thinking about all the injuries. He's thinking about the Vanderbilt game. He's had about enough of those stripe guys in front of him.
And they just threw a flag on Richt.
Ruling on the field was a fumble. From player was on the ball and had possession of it. It's a first down. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Georgia bench. 15 yards, first down.
Mark Richt's about had it with the officialing this year. He, in his heart, believes that a bad call cost him the Vanderbilt game. The ball is clearly out. And Josh Harvey Clemens caused it and thought he had it. Whoa. Will this light a fire under Georgia? Sure has with their coach, hasn't it?
Yeah, so placid until the call was ultimately made. Now there's some confusion.
Right, Mark Richt came very close to bumping the official.
Jeremy Johnson is the quarterback, the true freshman. Right side, Corey Grant. And let's take another look at Mark Richt, who lost his sense of composure. Wagers through the flag.
That is accumulation of a whole season of frustration right there.
At a first down and 10. Mason still going. Driving with those strong legs. Trey Mason, number 21, and Richt still upset.
Auburn will go faster and faster when they're successful on first down. You gain 5, 6, 7 yards, they're going at you again.
Marshall.
And they like to repeat plays. That was the same play as the one previous, only this time Nick Marshall kept the ball. They could run the same play again.
8 carries, 33 yards for Marshall now. First down 10 at the 20. Mason.
Same play again.
Gets by Damian Swan.
Out of bounds at the 6. The play gains 14. First and goal from the 6-yard line.
That's a gain of 14, first and goal at the 6.
Intensity. He wanted to make a substitution change, but he's rolling them faster and faster.
Marshall again. Marshall's touchdown for the Auburn Tigers.
I have to say, Verb, there is not another offense in college football that even comes close to this offense and having 5 or 6 or 7 base plays and run it at the pace they run. It is something he's been running since he was a high school coach, and he can dial it up fast.
Extra point on Nick Marshall, who started his collegiate career for the Georgia Bulldogs, scores from 6 yards out.
The closest comparison I can make is Georgia Tech, Army, Air Force, Navy. They run the same play over and over again, and they have different options off of the play. Whether they give, whether they keep, or whether they have the quarterback follow the guard right up the middle like they did on the last one. This was a zone read, follow 35. Frosch had nobody even to block that time.
It was Frosch, the fullback, who led the way. Gotcha. Key play of that drive was this fumble. Ricardo Lewis and Josh Harvey Clemens. It was ruled an Auburn recovery, even though Harvey Clemens came out of that pile with the ball, and that set Mark Richt free. He was flagged for unsportsmanlike on the bench. Just peering as they unstacked the bodies. He was completely calm, and then boom.
Yeah, he was yelling at side judge, then Penn Wagers, the referee, is the guy that actually came over and threw the flag.
So the kickoff from Auburn, they've had 3 touchbacks so far. J.J. Green is the deep back this time. And that's 4 for 4 for Cody Parkey. My goodness. Georgia clawed back with Gurley's help on the previous possession for the Bulldogs.
Well, you know, we've talked about this throughout the year, where sometimes the coach looks at his veteran quarterback and goes, I don't know if we can stop him much. You got to have a game for me today. I need you to put 40 points on the board or we're not going to win.
And here's Murray. He's 2-1 in his career against Auburn. Gurley, nothing. Montravius Adams. And for more on Aaron Murray, let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, Aaron Murray was being attended to on the sideline. It looks as though it was some bleeding on the finger. It's a pretty severe cut, but no Band-Aid on it right now. But he was also trying to pull it out. It's like he jammed it. He was throwing more than usual down here on the sideline. Just something to keep an eye on, guys.
2nd down and 10.
And that is his throwing hand, obviously.
Into the flat. That's going to be a motion penalty on the left tackle. Canarius Gates, number 72.
And that's the factor of this
Ball
crowd.
start, 72, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Early it was Theus, now it's Gates. With the loud crowd here, those tackles have the toughest job to try to get off on the snap count, handle those quick defensive ends, and still not get off late, because late just as bad as early.
2nd down 15. As you see, that's the 5th Georgia penalty. Bennett and Chris Conley are both to the left side. It's Bennett in the slot. Handed off to Gurley. He is stuffed. Anthony Swain. We mentioned they'll rotate 10 defensive linemen in. That was Swain, the outside linebacker, helping out.
And they're no better team that substitutes on the run than Auburn, because they practice it every day against this hurry up in practice. Swain, whether he's playing outside linebacker, defensive end, all those guys roll through.
3rd and 15. This has been dangerous ground for Georgia in this ball game. D Ford, and they get it to Gurley. But he stopped well shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, it's about a yard, less than a yard. I don't know if it's
is it? I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong yard line. There you go. It is a yard.
Decision time here.
Punting unit comes out.
I'm actually a little surprised. I wonder if Mark Rick has a fake here. The way his defense has not been holding up, I got to think about going for this. And it's less than a yard. It's a yard.
Colin Barber is the punter. Chris Davis is the deep man. Special teams were huge last week.
Not a good punt.
And you thought last night special teams would be significant in this game.
It's a demoralizing part for Georgia, because they've had so much happen to them in special teams. Gus Malzahn was telling his team, if we can win special teams, we can demoralize them even more. This was worse than a bad punt. It was a horrific punt.
That's a 23-yard effort. Over the course of the season, the special teams for Georgia have suffered 8 catastrophic plays. That's defined as any play which results in a score or leads directly to a score. 8.
Mark Rick really needs his defense to get a stop here, because remember, they get the ball to start the 2nd half. A stop here, a 2-minute drive by Murray can make it a football game.
That's Trey Mason again. And Garrison Smith a little angry, number 56. Doesn't result in anything meaningful. 5:44 to go, 1st half, 20-7. There's the senior Aaron Murray. Marshall looked like a lateral. Nevertheless, Ricardo Lewis makes the grab.
How about that wrinkle?
Yeah.
It's probably the 4th option off the play. Fake it inside. Will you keep it? Last, a long pitch to the outside. And a 1st down.
1st down, 10. Mason again inside the 40. Well, let's go back and answer the Aflac trivia question for the week. Who finished? That's a nice Heisman move. Who finished second behind Walker? John Elway in '82, Chuck Long of Iowa in '85. Marshall, not much doing. Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
Holy cow! I think he ran right through Ray Drew, didn't he?
He did, yes. That's number 47.
That's a 260-pound man he ran through.
And then Sterling Bailey, number 58. It's a gain of 18.
My goodness.
Mason inside the 20. Revisit the Nick Marshall run.
Well, Nick Marshall was actually recruited by more teams as a defensive back than a quarterback. In fact, Auburn didn't even recruit Nick Marshall as a quarterback. Georgia did for a while and then switched it to defensive back. He was considering playing basketball and football at Georgia.
Second down, 8. Marshall did play all 13 games in 2011 as a DB for the Bulldogs. Timeout called by Auburn. That's their second timeout called. They've got one left.
I mean, they're pretty close to 200 yards rushing in the first half. And would you like to guess what play they're going to run next? I have no idea.
Nick Marshall's longest run of this game, that last one for 18 yards. And go back to 2011, this particular encounter. Number 27 is Nick Marshall.
Yeah, kind of tackles like a quarterback, though, on that play.
Well, what a circuitous route he took to get here. He was dismissed from the Georgia team by Mark Richt in February 2012 for his complicity, which he admitted as a part of a break-in of a teammate's dorm room. Dismissed from the team. 3 days later, his high school coach drove him 5 hours to Birmingham. That was Mark Ledford. They handed him off, put him in a car driven by the Garden City, Kansas Community College Brunkbusters football team. That was a 15-hour drive to Garden City, Kansas. Marshall was there for 1 year. Said it came down to Kansas State or Auburn, and his relationship with Gus Malzahn, who'd recruited him at Arkansas State, wound up
and Damian Craig, too. Don't overlook that. Damian Craig was at Florida State, and he was recruiting him there. And when he was also here, that was probably sealed. And I think also a chance to come back into the SEC might have been a part of it as well.
Well, it's remarkable. Zach Mettenberger had the same circuitous route to his role at LSU, dismissed by Rick.
And Todd Grantham that time came with the blitz from the outside, attacked this offense. Man, Josh Harvey Clemens was the guy coming off the field blitz.
Matter of fact, as long as we're talking about redemption for quarterbacks, a guy named Cam Newton was dismissed from the Florida team, went to Blinn Junior College in Texas, and wound up here. 3rd and 8.
Here it comes again. Another one, it looks like. Very aggressive.
Uzuma. Split to the right side. Marshall goes deep, left side. Incomplete. It was intended for Sammy Coates, and Damian Swan made a nice defensive play.
Well, the veteran Damian Swan has had a good football game. Georgia has not given up a touchdown pass in the last 3 football games, and Swan has been responsible for a couple. Those are tough matchups. Coates, Uzuma are both tough matchups. Another good stop to stay alive in the game and give Aaron Murray a chance to get the ball twice here in a row. End of the first half, excuse me, Vern, at the beginning of the second half.
Cody Parkey is 2 for 2. This is from 36. Blocked. How about that? Blocked.
The field goal attempt is blocked.
Looked like it was Chris Mays, Sterling Bailey.
Push inside. Well, it didn't seem like he got a lot of elevation on that kick, did it? Not exactly. Was it Floyd again?
It was.
Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd.
6'5" is the guy who got the one from there. Now Georgia again with 3 minutes to go in the half. You got a 4-year quarterback. Oh, another penalty by Georgia. It's going to be 1st and 15.
False start. 75 offense.
That right tackle spot has been disastrous.
It sure has. 2 sacks, 2 penalties.
That was Colton Houston, who replaced John Theus back in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've gone back and forth the whole game. They've tried them both.
Murray across the middle. Caught. Tight end Arthur Lynch, number 88.
Well, let's give the credit to that offensive line on this one, because Aaron Murray hung in there a long time waiting for Aaron Lynch to come to the middle of the field. He does. He crosses right behind the linebacker, and Murray stays in the pocket and makes the throw big time by that offensive line.
Artie Lynch missed the last game because of sore ribs. His backup, Jay Rome, is out of this game with a foot injury. 1st and 10. From the backside, intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Smith.
Is it D Ford again? Number 30 that came in and got the pressure from Aaron Murray around the backside. It was from Murray's right side. That's what caused the long throw. Let's see who it was. Yes, it was. What a football game that man is having. Right around the outside, turns the corner, and gets the corner inside out. 2 of them. Gabe Wright, I think, was also inside grabbing his ankles, and from the backside at the same time, and the ball sailed on Murray, felt the pressure inside, and overthrew Michael Bennett.
Ryan Smith, I beg your pardon, picks off his 3rd interception of the season. On the sweep, Ricardo Lewis.
You know, Mark Richt had to be feeling good. His defense got to stop. They blocked the field goal. You put your quarterback out there, then you make a mistake. He still picks up the 1st down. He's looking at the clock and going, oh my gosh, we could get back in this football game, make it 20-14, get the ball back, and all of a sudden, interception.
This is Trey Mason. Got unexpectedly quiet here for a moment there.
Yes. Kind of the wing T type stuff, ball handle there. That's eye discipline that we talked about. The speed sweep. Georgia does a good job of plugging those lanes inside.
2nd down 5.
Vern, right now, 19 first downs in this game. Georgia has 19 plays. Auburn comes into this game as the 3rd highest first down team in the country. Army and Navy are 1st and 2nd.
Back to the left, it's Ricardo Lewis. Breaks the block of Shaq Wiggins, or the tackle rather. And Ricardo Lewis, who replaced Quan Bray in the starting lineup today.
Well, the last drive was helped on missed tackles. Remember when Nick Marshall broke that play, and this time Shaq Williams does not come up with the tackle and makes it 3rd and short. It would have been 3rd and at least 5 or 6 yards.
Trey Matthews injured. Remember, he's been hampered by a pulled hamstring for the middle part of the season, the last 4 games or so.
Yeah, I think he something with his mouth again. Same as Sheldon Dawson.
Right there.
He took it right in the chin, didn't he? Stands up, runs over, starts walking back, steals some blood.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to walk off, and then at that point, the Georgia coaches say, don't come off. We could use a break. You could see he could just walk 5 more feet. And the Georgia coach said, no, just stay right there.
Down. Well, the Geico halftime report is coming up as soon as we reach halftime. Back to the studio for Tim, Spencer, and Bryant. They'll catch you up on all the things going on here as we near the latter part of this 2013 season. 27 is the score. 3rd and 1. And Sheldon Dawson already on the bench with a cut lip on a kickoff. Now Trey Matthews. Well, the crowd quiet for the moment. SEC West, this was at the beginning of the day. Alabama, of course, undefeated, ranked first in the BCS standings. They play at Mississippi State tonight. Auburn very much alive in this, control their own destiny. And then the Aggies, still mathematically alive. They're open this week, and they host, or they go to LSU next week. 3rd and 1. Matthews, Mason. 1st and 10. They're going to take Trey Matthews into the locker room before the rest of the team gets in there. Marshall elects to keep it. Inside the 5. Gain of 13.
Inside the 25-yard line on that play. Nice run to the edge. You know, Cam Newton and Nick Marshall obviously both very effective. Cam almost immeasurably different than everybody else. Cam had the power. Nick Marshall in the space and touchdown.
Nice ball.
Wow. Just pull the guard around, hand the ball off. This was a called play.
Mason for the TD from 24 yards out.
This one was not a read. This was give. Fouled number 62, Chad Slade, and number 35, Jake Roche. It's almost like having another lineman in the backfield.
Extra point up and good. And the lead is 20 with 1:07 to go.
This is what makes this offense unique. It's the power out of the spread. Watch this. Pull and follow and gash him. What a jet block by Prost. I think he got Herrera again.
Trey Mason now with 99 yards on 20 carries. The Tigers are roaring. Trey Mason having a big first half. Let's take a look from the Chick-fil-A action cam of that last touchdown.
Watch the angles that are created. The center, block down, creates that wall, kick out, and then number 35 leads. Watch the angles created by this play. A wall inside, Herrera overruns it, easy block from Proche, and you gash him. Everybody leaning outside because of all those sweeps, and all of a sudden you gash him with a power play inside. Those were all easy blocks, all angles created by the design of the offense. 50 first half plays for Auburn. 50 plays.
And another touchback. That's 5 for 5. Trey Mason. We all had a chance to spend 25, 30 minutes with him yesterday. And a really delightful young man. Looks you right in the eye. Strong handshake. And look at this. 17 touchdowns. Now, his father, Vincent, by the way, is a member of the rap group De La Soul. I have a lot of their music on my iPod. And he told us his dad was, the band was playing in Brazil last week. 1st and 10, Auburn leads by 20, Murray's back. Acosta Gurley a little bit. Georgia does have 2 timeouts left.
And now 1, they just took one.
Ah, there we go.
Well, when you dominate a team like Auburn for 2 years the way Georgia has, You got to believe Auburn has circled this game, and they didn't want to look ahead. I mean, you've got to know they're thinking, oh, if we can get to that Alabama game, but I'm sure they've been warned all week. We got one we owe Georgia first, then we can kind of concentrate on Alabama.
Oh. Now the current SEC standings, East standings, Missouri 5-1. South Carolina holds the tiebreaker over Missouri because of their overtime victory. Georgia needs to win this and needs some help. Here's the scenario for the East. Missouri now 5-1, and you see they win a three-way tiebreak and a two-way tiebreak with Georgia. They won at Athens earlier this year. Second down and 5. That's Jonathan Rump, number 18, and back to the scenario to settle the representative from the East in Atlanta. South Carolina wins a two-way tiebreak with Missouri. They take on Florida tonight. And Georgia, as we mentioned, needs to win here and needs some help. Gurley out of bounds. Chased there by Chris Davis. That stops the clock. 41 seconds.
I think it's fair to say that Missouri is a little bit down right now because they're rooting big time for Georgia, and South Carolina's going, woohoo! Ole Miss, it can beat Missouri, or if A&M can beat Missouri, we go.
Yep. Second down and 2. Look at D Ford coming again. It's complete to Bennett.
Throw. That's those timing routes that Aaron Murray can just shoot him in there. Big receiver in Bennett. Tremendous confidence that he'll get inside the defender. Almost impossible to stop that play.
First down 10. Murray from behind. Watch out. Pass is complete to Gurley. And Murray took a pop by D Ford again.
I'll tell you, D Ford is going to get a lot of people looking at him at the next level. Those edge rushers, you don't have to be 6'5" anymore. All around the NFL, those smallish 5'11", 5'10" guys coming around the corner like that have great leverage, and he's putting on a show with that speed rush.
And he's listed on the charts in between those two heights, Gary. He's 6'2", 240. And as you said, when we saw him at Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah, put on a... Well, we saw so many that day, but he finished off the game.
Second down 7.
I believe Aaron Murray and Mark Richt are asking Penn wagers, are those not late hits on my quarterback? Yeah, that's the third time that he's got hit after he's thrown the ball.
Second and 7. Conley back on the field. He's the outside receiver, top of the screen. They go short to Gurley out of the backfield, and he is tackled as he goes out of bounds. Jonathan Jones, number 3, made the stop.
Auburn needs to be disciplined here. Keep things in front of them. 3 points, not the worst thing in the world. Can Georgia find an angle to throw the ball into the end zone?
Bennett slot left this time. Here comes Gabe Wright. And Gabe Wright pulls up as the pass is complete to Chris Conley.
Yeah, first down, they're got a chance to go up and clock it if they want. Now remember, in the SEC championship game, Georgia does not like to clock it. They like to go.
And they do here. Into the end zone, it was Conley, the intended receiver. Back in that championship game, it was Conley.
There was 1 second on that clock. I think we'll see if the replay official puts 1 second for a field goal.
The Auburn Tigers are leaving the field. Now they pull up.
Good try, but they're going to take a look at it. 3. Ball's incomplete.
The previous play is under further review concerning how much time is on the game clock.
Looked to me like there was a second.
Yep.
And once again. Boom. Sure looked like there was 1 second remaining.
Unless it's kept differently somewhere else. At least on TV, he has a second left.
After further review, there are 2 seconds left on the game clock. Please put 2 seconds on the clock.
So it doesn't really make any difference. 2 seconds, 1 second is still only time for one play.
And they're going to bring Marshall Morgan on to try the field goal. Morgan, who has field goal successful kicks of 55 and 56 this year. This is from 37, and it is good. They got 2 seconds. They got the field goal kicker on the field. Aaron Murray reacts to Marshall Morgan's successful field goal attempt. And we've reached halftime. Let's go down to Tracy with Mark Richt.
Thanks a lot, Vern. Coach, you get the field goal, but still a lot of work to do. So where do you begin?
Well, we just got to get them on the ground defensively, obviously, and then just got to keep being patient and taking what they give us offensively. Don't panic. We get the ball in the second half. We just got to keep playing hard and getting after it.
A lot of costly mistakes, some costly penalties. How do you address that in the locker room?
You just got to be disciplined.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Vern?
He's accurate. He's short, but accurate.
Actually, he's about 6'1".
Okay, curt, but accurate. How's that?
That's the end of the half. 27-10. Tim Brendo in our New York studio.
Inside on his feet, touchdown Auburn! Straight ahead, breaks the tackle, 5, 4, 3, touchdown, Todd Gurley. Auburn runs right at him again with Marshall, he's in, touchdown Auburn!
And so we begin the second half here at Jordan-Hare Stadium at Dye Field a moment ago. Tracy Wolfson with Gus Malzahn.
Coach, could you have asked for a better half offensively and defensively from your team there?
Yeah, I tell you what, we did a good job. The only thing disappointing, we had to kick the field goals down there, and then we had the one block. Besides that, I thought we played a very good half of football.
You guys have done a really good job at closing out games, so what did you tell your team in there in the locker room?
Well, you know, our guys are in great condition. We just got to hold on the football, and we got to try to finish this thing off. They're a great team. We know they're going to come back and you know, make it interesting, so we got to be ready.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Vern?
All right, Tracy, thank you.
Vern, didn't it feel like that Gus was going to answer those questions that way no matter what the question was?
Yes, I did. In the same way that Mark Richt can be
exactly,
curt or short.
Right. Well, I hope everybody forgot that.
Yeah, that's right. Cody Parkey will kick off. He's not had one return yet. This one, no. Again, that's 6 for 6 through the end zone. Well, obviously, Georgia gets the ball. They begin the game 3 and out, 3 and out.
Yeah, well, they better not go 3 and out.
That's
now.
what I was thinking.
You know what's interesting here is the Auburn defense did enough to slow Gurley down early, and then the pass rush. But the Auburn offense may have taken Gurley out of the game.
Interesting.
7 carries so far by Todd Gurley. How much will Georgia continue to try to run the ball? That's something to look at.
Well, they open at their own 25. Out of the spread, Gurley alongside Aaron Murray. This time he has time, and he finds Rantavius Wooten for his first catch of the ball game. And take us through first half trends.
Well, Nick Marshall was the trigger man doing everything he's been doing this whole season when he has the ball or throws the ball. Aaron Murray was under siege. Got that last drive to get a little confidence going. You see the 2 running back comparison, 50 plays to 27.
Here's Murray again, and again with time. This time it's Michael Bennett.
Placement to number 82, Michael Bennett.
So a nice start for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, quick passes, trying to keep that pass rush and give the offensive line some confidence early in the second half, because, as you mentioned, they remember the first two series as well.
2nd and 3 from the 46. Let's see if there's a flag thrown. There is. This is Rantavius Wooten. Finally stopped.
Number 17, Rantavius Wooten.
Slant, slant, slant. 3 of them to start the game. They're going to force Auburn to move up in the secondary.
Offside on defense. Penalty decline. The result of the play, first down.
That was D4, the defensive end, who jumped across the neutral zone.
Very difficult to get to the quarterback on those quick passes. That's going to force Auburn to move up and play man-to-man defense.
3 wide to the left.
Oh, boy.
That's the left side of the Georgia line, apparently.
And that's going to be 1st and 15 again.
Yep. Boy, the tackles.
62 offense. 5-yard penalty. Down.
Well, maybe 72.
Left tackle, number 72, right there, just to help you find him. I'm sure Denarius wasn't happy about me finding him. You know what? The tackle should be able to look inside and see David Andrews' head. Watch how he turns his head to signify the snap. See?
Yep.
Should be able to get that timing.
Bennett from behind. He's tackled across the 45. Nosa Igwe, first time we've called his name
that's not
today.
good news for Georgia. Michael Bennett going off the field limping. Remember, he's been struggling all year, missed 3 or 4 games with that knee injury. Is it just a little tweak that scared him, or is it something more than that?
He had meniscus surgery and missed 2.5 games. 2nd down 12. Murray across the middle on target.
Wow, what a throw.
First pass to number 27, Red McGowan. Tackled by number 19, Ryan White.
Good protection inside. Beautiful throw. Defended very well by Ryan White. Here's the play before. See if we can see anything. Just kind of got fallen on from behind that time by Igwe.
And on 3rd and 1, it's Murray on the sneak. And he does get the first down. Is that right? Yes. 1st and 10. Well, what a contrast in starts for the Bulldogs. 3 and out, 3 and out to open the game. And now they have moved from their own 25 to a 1st down and 10. They trail by 17. Reggie Davis, the freshman, now the bottom of the screen. Number 81. Good block on D Ford that time, and Davis, no, it's Conley. 31 instead of 81, who makes the catch.
Well, you can see the worry that Auburn had is the timing routes. They talked about it, that when Aaron Murray gets his rhythm going and his short passing routes, he's very difficult to stop.
And that was John Theus, number 71, who was back at right tackle, who had the block on D Ford.
Yeah.
2nd and 1.
Not very hard to do it when those those quick passing throws. Easy for the offensive line.
Andrews snaps it back. Blitz coming. He gets rid of it again. This is Arthur Lynch, the tight end. Therizi, number 27, plays the star position for the Auburn Tigers.
As Mark Richt told Tracy, just run our offense, be patient, put a touchdown or field goal on the board. Long football game.
1st and 10 again at the 16. Murray fires it out of bounds. Incomplete. Rumpf thought he had it, but his body had crossed the sideline. 2nd and 10.
Be a logical Todd Gurley play right here. See if they can get half the distance. 2nd and 10, is it? It's 2nd, not 3rd.
Yeah, the graphic is. There we go.
Let's see if they won't give the ball to number 3 here now.
Bennett is back in. Good news for Georgia. Looks like this was a design play.
Yes, it was.
And Murray in for the touchdown.
Well, they ran the draw, but they ran the draw with the quarterback. Beautiful block by Gurley on the play.
How about that for a start for the Georgia Bulldogs?
Beautiful.
Wow.
10 straight points by Georgia. If they make the point after.
Marshall Morgan hasn't missed in 63 straight. 28 for 28, make it 29 for 29 this season.
Well, it was a quarterback draw. I was speculating whether Todd would get the ball, Gurley, but he actually gets the key block. Through the hole, and I think he gets Casanova McKenzie on the play. Wonderful job. Good job by David Andrews as well.
It's time now for today's Auburn.
Everything Georgia wanted for the start of the third quarter. The lead is 10. Georgia goes 70 yards, 75 yards in 10 plays. Aaron Murray 6 of 7, 27-17. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson for more on Mark Richt.
Well, guys, we saw Mark Richt get on the officials throughout that first half. That frustration seemed to be the fumble by Auburn. Mark Richt truly believed, he was right there, he truly believed they had possession of that. Josh Harvey Clemens, he had the ball right there. He had words with the official. He got the costly penalty, but that seemed to be the root of it all, guys.
All right, Trace, thank you. And so 27-17. Mark Richt's team, 13th year as the head coach. Out of all that time, one losing season.
Well, here comes the story of the football game here. Can Auburn run the ball in the second half? They put up 246 yards rushing against the best rushing defense they've faced all year. It's Georgia. If Georgia can't stop the run, it won't matter what Aaron Murray does.
This one is short, taken by Corey Grant. He had a 90-yard touchdown return on a kickoff last week. This is T.J. Stripley who makes the stop. Now Red Lobster presents today's Scholar Athlete. It's Stephen Clark, the punter. Graduated in 3 years. He's also working on a master's degree in biomechanics. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Auburn University's General Scholarship Fund. First down 10. Marshall back. Lets it go deep left side. Quan Bray is open. And they're going to rule him out of bounds.
Marshall's pass ruled incomplete. Intended for Quan Bray.
Shag Wiggins did a good job of forcing Bray wide, and he does come outside with his right foot as the first foot that lands on the ground, and he's out of bounds. Georgia looks like they're trying to load the box and force Auburn to throw the football. Bringing up safety is good. As we switch the safety right there into the box.
Here's play action. Marshall.
And then forced the throw.
Yes, that's Sammy Coates.
And that's what Gus Malzahn says. We are willing to throw if the defense forces us to throw. It's just that when they give us the run, we feel we can run it.
And you counter that with Trey Mason, who has gone over 100 yards in the ball game. Well, the last 4 games for Nick Marshall throwing the football. Florida Atlantic 1, Arkansas 8, Tennessee 7 today. And we kind of expected this.
Yes, we did. We got 13, and of course, Jeremy Johnson has one for 14, so they've thrown more in this game than the last 3 combined.
Here's Marshall.
Oh, big time hit.
Boy, Chris Mays, 93. We're in Auburn, Alabama. Jordan-Hare Stadium filled to the brim today as the Auburn Tigers try to go 10-1. And Georgia trying to win this game and maintain their hope. It was all Auburn Auburn in the first quarter. Georgia has played well the latter part of the second quarter and the opening of the third, and they've cut the margin to 27-17. Marshall going for all of it. He's got Ricardo Lewis. It's 5-on-5, and the guy in the blue beat the guy in the white.
I would have never guessed, and neither did Georgia, that Auburn would go deep on 3rd and 5. Swan is out to the outside. He's got one-on-one coverage. There's a bit of a miscommunication. Each guy thought the other guy had it. Swan popped up and thought the safety would be back there. The quick motion really made the difference.
And they go between center and guard. Trey Mason is the ball carrier again.
You know, you think on 3rd and 5, and it's an important third down conversion, and Auburn goes deep for a home run ball. That was a gutsy call by Gus Malzahn, and it worked.
That was 44 yards. And it's second and goal from the 5 with under 9 to go third quarter. This is Corey Grant in motion. They fake it. Look at Posh's block. Look at Marshall's touchdown. Wow, the fullback.
He just drove Ramik Wilson into the end zone. And you know, it's those linebackers, Vern, it's hard to take a guy on because you're trying to get to the outside and stop the sweep.
Cody Parkey for the extra point.
Well, same two guys. Brandon Fultz, number 11, and Jay Prosh, number 35. They're going to go this way, and they're going to go this way, and watch the two blocks, especially by Prosh, number 35. He runs Ramik Wilson right into the end zone. Watch this, just slams him back in. Great cut by Nick Marshall, and as good as Georgia's drive was, it has to be demoralizing to watch Auburn come right back down the field.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by John Hancock, Verizon, Autotrader.com, and by Chick-fil-A. Auburn counters Georgia's opening third quarter touchdown drive with one of their own. 34-17 now in the key play, Gary, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, you would think right here it's going to be Corey Moore and Damian Swan. These two guys right here, the miscommunication. Watch the quick motion, and the two players get confused. See, they're signaling to each other. One guy goes in motion, and then they both look at each other, and all of a sudden they're by him. Nothing that could happen. The play is beat that quick. The quick motion on 3rd and 5. You had to believe Georgia was thinking, what are they going to throw short to pick up the first down? They go for it all. A gutsy call, a nice design for Nick Marshall. He's done it with, the only thing he hasn't done it is on the bike. He's done it with his legs. His Army has not done anything on a bicycle.
Well, he's not going to pedal out of Auburn, I know.
No, that's right.
For the next 2 weeks until Alabama comes to town. Now Parkey, who is 6 for 6 on kickoffs for touchbacks. And he's got another one. Been a weapon. Tune in for college, pro, and fantasy coverage from a fan's perspective. Take back your Sundays with that other pregame show tomorrow morning starting at 9 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Have you been on the Tops show yet? They called you to be on the Tops show?
No, but I understand you have.
I've been on it.
I understand that. I want that on my resume. Yeah. Be careful what you wish for.
I had to shower an extra day. Three showers a week instead of 2.
TMI. 1st and 10.
Same game plan.
Yeah, Bennett. Quick slant.
And that has to be good news for the Georgia fans, seeing Bennett, because Bennett is the guy that's willing to go in the middle of the field. He's a big body. Murray puts it in the spot where just Bennett can get it. Well, Ellis Johnson come out of his shell. The defensive coordinator for South Carolina seems to be giving those short passes.
He was at South Carolina, became a head coach at Southern Mississippi, and then was dismissed last year. That one, Chris Davis knocked it over. Jonathan Rump, the intended receiver.
Chris Davis, very aggressive. That was man coverage that time. That was not a soft zone.
Second down, 10.
Halfway through the third quarter, and the Auburn offense has taken Todd Gurley out of the game.
Play action. That one's at the feet of Jonathan Rump, and that is not a lateral. It's an incomplete pass. Let's go back to the studio for a Ford update. Here's
Spartans, back to you.
all right, Tim, it's 3rd and 10 here. 3 down. Looks like they may bring 5. They do. Murray forced out, runs right, lets it go, almost intercepted. Jermaine Whitehead, number 9. It does force the punt.
Great discipline by Whitehead. Even though Murray was scrambling, Whitehead saw the crossing Bennett. Bennett put his hand up on the play, and Whitehead cut underneath the throw and should have had the interception. I don't think Aaron Murray ever saw Whitehead on the play.
That brings on Colin Barber, number 32. And Chris Davis is back to return it.
Poor punt. Will he get a roll? No.
Down at the 29. That's the second short punt for Barber. He had one at 23. This one is 36. 7:55 to go in the third quarter. Bobby's happy, at least for now. Auburn quarterback Nick Marshall having quite a day, Gary, against his former team.
Well, he's so athletic, so great in space. And, you know, Gus Malzahn has said that he's an athlete first, very confident in his skills, but he can throw the ball. And today, there's been enough opportunities to show Georgia that there's a reason why Georgia recruited him. You know, I mean, he was at first a recruit as a quarterback and then as an athlete, but he wanted to play quarterback after the dismissal by Georgia in his freshman season.
9 of 14 for 131, and then on the ground 76 yards. Don't forget, later in the game, the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
Right now, Georgia needs almost one of those plays that Florida needed against Georgia. You know, something happens to get them back in the game. If Auburn goes and puts a 6, 7, 8 play drive here, puts points on the board, I think they're looking at playing Alabama for the West Championship with only 1 loss. Georgia needs something good for them to happen.
Under 8. Here's Mason, number 21, and that is his 23rd carry of the ball game.
2 yards. Second down.
2nd and 8. At the 31. Ricardo Lewis in the slot. He had the big gain on the pass on 3rd down and 5 of 44 yards on the previous drive. Here's Marshall. Rameek Wilson, number 51, gets up to him, but it's a gain of 13.
It's hard to do. It's easy to say from up here, but when 35, when he goes around, you follow him. He's on an arc park block again, and again, Malo Herrera is saying, I'm tired of this offense. I'm telling you that 35 comes. Is there 2 of them? He either hits me straight or he comes around to the outside.
We've been together 8 years.
Yes.
I've never asked you this before. What kind of block?
I don't know. Arc block.
Arc block.
Arced.
Arced.
He's had a nice little arc, too.
Okay. As you know.
I've heard that before. I didn't make that up.
I'm slightly hard of hearing. Slightly. I thought you were saying aardvark.
No, all different angles does number 35 attack the defense.
I got it now. And here's Ricardo Lewis on the...
Leonard Floyd stopped that play dead.
Brought down by number 28.
And Ramik Wilson made the tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it 51?
There's Floyd. Ramik Wilson.
Watch
still
84
down.
take on the block to the outside, turn it back inside, and then it's tackled by the linebacker.
Ramik Wilson came in leading the SEC in tackles.
It looked to me like Leonard Floyd hurt his back on this play.
Ramik Wilson still down at the 45-yard line.
Wilson's down. I saw Floyd grab his back after the play as well.
Time called. We are going to Red Stick, Baton Rouge next Saturday afternoon. The Aggies ranked 11th at LSU. That means Johnny Manziel, Zach Mettenberger, and it all begins for the Auto Traders College Football Today show next Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And while we were away, Ramik Wilson, who has 14 tackles in this game, was able to walk off unaided, but in pain. And here comes Auburn.
3rd down 6 from the 48.
3rd down 6, another big 3rd down play. Last one they faced at 3rd and 5 on the previous possession. Nick Marshall went deep. Swan comes up like he's going to take a corner
he's
blitz.
coming. There's no doubt.
There he is. Marshall steps up, lets it go. Got a man open again. And he had to try and stay in bounds, did Sammy Coates. And it was overthrown.
He had him. He just threw it out of bounds. Maybe the second really bad pass that Nick Marshall has thrown in the game. Missed a 1st down throw before, and this one led. Look at Coates' ability to go up in the air. Ball kind of drifted on him. Big stop by Georgia, obviously. They had to have it.
And that brings on Stephen Clark.
Oh, watch out.
You thinking fake?
No, well, they do run it when Coates is in this position.
Nice and high.
Look at that.
And more than fairly effective. How about that? And a 50-yard punt, 1st down inside the 5. Well, we've talked a little bit about Zach Mettenberger today. We've talked a lot about Nick Marshall. They started their careers at Georgia, both dismissed by Mark Richt. Both went the community college route. And look what they accomplished against the Bulldogs this year. 372 passing. Well, Mettenberger is not a runner. Marshall is. And he's gained 89 along with 131 passing. And now the shoulders of Aaron Murray. On 1st down 10. Gurley. Sweep.
Gurley on the carry. Forced out of bounds by number 9, Jermaine Whitehead.
Out of bounds.
Second down 2.
Second and 2.
Oh, get him. Yes, he did.
Whoa.
Casanova McKenzie that time put a lick on him. Woo. That big man taken down by your inside linebacker pretty easily that time.
3rd and 2.
Do you throw the ball or do you dare go back to Gurley? Auburn is up this time.
Play action. Murray bumped. Twice incomplete. Flag down.
I wonder if they're going to get any holding out here at the corner by Auburn on the corner by that time.
Offside. 27 on defense. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
It was the guy covering the slot, Michael Bennett. Threese, Robinson, Threese. Yes, he was. He was offside clearly.
Kind of. He's at the 6. The ball's at the 6.5.
Yep.
And so a 1st down on the penalty. Georgia, 4:33 to go, third quarter. 4 men down. They bring only 4. Murray will throw deep. And he's got a strike. Oh, my gracious.
What a catch.
Rantavius Wooten.
Number 17, Rantavius Wooten.
I think it's just got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, Auburn has moved up, and it is man-to-man coverage. Jonathan Jones is on him. Good post route, good throw. I don't think the ball moved. Lays out, catches it, hits the ground. I didn't see him double catch it from that look. I thought he had it all the way. Let's see another one.
Just a terrific effort.
Yeah, I think that's going to count. What a gamble that time by Auburn. They moved up, no free safety. Aaron Murray read it exactly right. Threw a good ball with a great catch.
That's a gain of 41 for the Bulldogs. At a first down 10, Wooten walks off unaided. 4:24 to go in the third. Brendan Douglas is in the backfield now, the freshman, number 22. 3 wides to the left. Artie Lynch is tight to the right. Lynch goes into the pattern. Murray throws it. Incomplete. Jonathan Rump, number 18. 2nd and 10.
And Auburn makes a complete wholesale change of the defensive line to get fresh pass rushers out there.
Ladarius Owens, D. Ford come off. Gabe Wright comes off. They do play 10 in the DL. 2nd and 10. Underneath, Michael Bennett. It'll be 3rd down. Nosa Igwe, number 94, with the tackle for the Tigers of Auburn.
3rd down 7.
As you call these plays for Georgia, you have to be thinking of 4-down territory.
3rd and 7 here. And again, 3 wide left. Auburn brings only 4. They hand it off to Douglas. He comes right. It'll be 4th down.
And obviously, Georgia was thinking that they had 4 downs.
Douglas, by number 5, Jim Keller.
Chris Davis, number 11, made the tackle.
Strung out well, turned back inside, good defense.
4th down, 5. Davis and Conley, top of the screen. Murray drills it, and it's incomplete.
Murray was thinking he was going to get a back shoulder throw there, and he did not. The receiver just kept going. Just too far that time, and Jonathan Rump and Aaron Murray, you could see it. That's where the injuries at receiver hurts the veteran, Aaron Murray. He and Rump were not on the same page.
Ball goes over on downs with 3:05 to go in the third quarter of play. 34-17. Reese Dismukes is over the ball at center. Quick flip, Quan Bray gets a little bit of a block from Reed. And a coach went down. That coach is Mark Richt.
5 yards. 2nd down 5.
And he's a little gimpy.
Yeah, he's right in the middle of the screener. He sees it, he anticipates it, but that wasn't as bad as I thought.
2nd down 5. Let's go this way. Quan Bray, but a flag thrown. That's Trovon Reed, number 1, who's getting some action in this series.
21, offense, penalty 5 yards, 2nd down.
Trey Mason.
Second down, 10 from the 39.
Well, Trey Mason has 24 rushing attempts in this game. You know, the first 3 games this year, when they were sharing it, Trey Mason had 15, 14, and 10 attempts. It was the LSU game that kind of pivoted. He had 26 attempts from 132. Since then, Ole Miss 21, 27, 32, 20, and now 24 again.
And a quick snap and a fumble in the backfield. Marshall picks it up and makes a little bit out of not much. Josh Harvey Clemens, number 25, with the tackle.
Yeah, he just dropped it. The snap was fine. Marshall just took his eyes off it.
3rd and 7.
By the way, Nick Marshall was the 2-time Georgia High School Player of the Year in Class A. That's how good of a basketball player he was.
Rochelle, Georgia. Little town of 1,500, about 140 miles.
And Georgia's Mark Fox, the basketball coach, was excited about him playing. Said he reminded him of Charlie Ward.
Wow. This is caught by Coates. Stretches the ball across the 50.
That's not a bad comparison, by the way. He's a little taller than Charlie Ward, but he plays a lot like Charlie Ward. Very calm, very measured, better arm than advertised, and obviously Charlie, pretty good basketball player.
Coates with the catch, and it's 1st down 10. Nick Marshall. Mason goes back to join him. Mason gets the handoff. Josh Harvey Clemens with the tackle. Let's go back to the studio for a forward
on this drive. Duke up 38-30. Back to you.
Oh, what a story that is.
Unbelievable.
It truly is.
Duke could play in the championship in football, and Miami won the basketball championship in the ACC.
Here's Ricardo Lewis at the 16-yard line.
There's about 6 or 7 base plays. And this is the outside speed sweep. They mesmerize you with those inside handoffs. And in this offense, it's very much like the Beer offense. They just don't have to pitch it. They hand it off.
Isn't it funny? Here we are in 2013 as the quarter's coming to an end, and we're talking about the wing tee,
yes,
the veer, and the wishbone.
And power off tackle football. Back to the future.
That's the end of 3. Auburn threatening again. They lead 34-17. We'll return to Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama, right after this word from your local station. And so as the sun has set here in Auburn, Alabama, we begin the 4th with Auburn leading by 17. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, and the Auburn Tigers hoping to go 10-1 and await the arrival of the Alabama Crimson Tide for the Iron Bowl. Georgia needs to have a terrific 4th quarter. With a loss, any hope they had of getting to Atlanta as the SEC East champions will disappear. 1st down 10.
1st and 10 Auburn from the 16.
Look at the total yards versus the rush yards. And this is an Auburn team averaging 320. They hand it off Mason up the middle.
Mason turns up the middle.
And he gets a few. It'll be 2nd down. Well, Gary, Auburn, obviously, Georgia started so well in this 3rd quarter, but here comes Auburn right back.
Yeah,
Tough to stop.
I know these two teams have to concentrate on this 4th quarter, but I'm looking forward to Alabama-Auburn, to tell you the truth. Watching these guys run the ball, I mean, I'm just thinking, boy, that is going to be a matchup that we haven't seen in a long time. That's going to be a fun football game.
Right now it's a 2nd down and 6.
We started off the year with Nick Saban having to match up against Johnny Manziel. We're going to end up the regular season when matching up with this running attack.
Ricardo Lewis in motion.
Whoa.
There's a flag.
False start, number 5, offense. Offense never got set. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Gus Malzahn right now is in his mind saying, if we could put a touchdown on the board here, this football game is over. And at 21 points is still, obviously, 3 touchdowns people can score. But one more, it's over.
Marshall escapes the tackle, tipped and incomplete.
Late flag came in, though. A late flag. I don't know, obviously, who was on.
This is Jordan Jenkins giving chase and then missing. Marshall.
I would assume
wow.
maybe a lineman downfield. Could that be it?
An elbow receiver, number 50 on the offense. Penalty declined. 3rd down.
That's Reese Dismukes. And a missed tackle again, Gary, for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, early in this game, the first half, Georgia was caught in space. And they're a good tackling team usually, but today they've had their hands full trying to finish plays.
That brings up 3rd down, 11 at the 17. Comes that sweep again. Corey Grant again. Another flag down as he gets inside the 5.
Yeah, that's going to be holding, and that could take it out of field goal range. Another red zone trip that Georgia could get a stop here.
Holding, number 82 on offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. 3rd down.
That's Melvin Ray, the backup wide receiver.
Yeah, pretty easy on Trey Matthews that time, too. Grabs his jersey. Right there, I think, is where it happened.
Yep.
And at the end, good job by Trey to let everybody know I got held.
3rd down, 15. Little swing out. Mason out of the backfield. That'll set up 4th down. Jordan Jenkins, number 59, who just missed a tackle, made that one. And that's going to bring on Cody Parkey. He's made 2, had 1 blocked.
Still a 3-touchdown game for Georgia, even if they make the field goal. It will be 38-37 if this field goal is made with 3 touchdowns.
Ryan White will hold it out of the snap from Jake Lemke. And this one looks good. Tiz.
39 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. The score over 37, Georgia 17.
20-point edge for the Tigers of Auburn. 12:39 to go.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Up 3-0. It was still all Auburn in the first quarter of play. This is Corey Grant, 21-yard touchdown. Auburn up by 10. Todd Gurley closes the margin after an Auburn field goal. This is Georgia's touchdown, 13-7. And Marshall is having an excellent game. In for the TD from 6 yards out, 20-7. Field goal right before the half, and Aaron Murray was just harassed in the first half of play, mostly by D. Ford, also by Gabe Wright. And then Trey Mason, 24-yard rushing touchdown, 27-7. Right before the half, Georgia got a field goal, and they were most impressive on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Design quarterback draw, touchdown Georgia. Marshall answered with his own 5-yard run, 17, and then 2 more field goals, the latest of which was this effort by Cody Parkey. And that's where we stand, 37-17. Not only that, Parkey has kicked 7 kickoffs, every one of them a touchback today.
He's got to be tiring out, doesn't he?
Right. Help. Sheldon Dawson, who missed a little bit of the first half with a cut on his upper lip, is back to return this one.
Drives it out again.
Boy. It's an all-new night of comedy on CBS, beginning with How I Met Your Mother and Two Broke Girls, followed by the hit comedy Mike and Molly and Mom. It all starts Monday at 8, 7 Central, only CBS.
Well, can Georgia get the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter without, I would assume they probably need an onside kick or a turnover to accomplish that.
2 wide right. Rhett McGowan is bottom of the screen. They'll feed Gurley, and he doesn't get much.
Yeah, I really felt without Georgia being able to run the ball with that pass rush, so much pressure on Aaron Murray, I just didn't know if they could beat Auburn without running the ball. They got 62 yards rushing in this game.
That's extraordinary. 2nd and 8, 37-17, ball at the 27. Murray, pressure, D Ford yet again, and Gurley goes out of bounds. Well, so much expected out of Todd Gurley today. 42 rush yards, and Auburn has 4. Look at that.
4 different players.
Yeah.
With at least that many.
Well, we're back to the top of our program, and you said 3 keys. And you mentioned Gurley. 3rd and 1. Gurley appears to have the first down. Yep. Well, let's take a look at 3 times they went up against Gurley.
Well, yes, and I mean, they just had enough penetration up front that either the linebackers, the defensive ends ended up making those plays. And then the other half of this is Auburn's offense kind of took Georgia out of the run game.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. Murray, here comes D Ford. I'm gonna open up the balloting for Defensive Player of the Week in the SEC.
He might be the leader right now.
Wow.
He flexing his knee on this play.
And limping as he comes off. This is D Ford.
Remember, Auburn does have a bye next week before they play Alabama in 2 weeks.
In the meantime, Georgia goes, they go home to place Kentucky, and then their game with Georgia Tech, in-state rival.
Right now, South Carolina says 1 loss, and we beat Florida, and we will play in the SEC championship.
Gurley goes right, good block on the edge.
Uh-oh, face mask.
That sure looked like it. There it is, 2 of them. Jermaine Whitehead with the face mask.
Still a football game. Doesn't seem like it.
Personal foul. Grasping the face mask. Number 9 on the defense. Added on and into the run. 1st down.
Really doesn't seem like a game, but, you know, just 1 score. We remember the end of that, Thursday night game, 10 days ago, when Oregon was completely out of it. And then all of a sudden at the end of the game, it could have been a football game. 2 onside kicks in a row.
1st down 10. Inside the 35. Here's Murray with a lot of time this time. Brandon Douglas. Number 22.
Yep.
Well,
tough football player. Obviously not the breakaway speed of a Keith Marshall or a Todd Gurley. There's not many like that, but a really gamer. Best pass protector the coaches told us on the team.
That's a 1st down. Murray's got it.
And Murray gets it.
Ryan Smith, the tackler.
You got to be careful. Do not duck your head, Aaron.
Second and 8. 10:15 to go. Georgia desperately in need of a touchdown out of this drive. Murray again. Nice run.
What a gutsy football player. He knows his team having trouble running the ball. They need some running attack, running the zone read, keeping it, and getting his team in position to start playing the what-if game with the, did you go onside kick or do you kick it off one more time?
9:51 to go. First and goal, Bulldogs. Auburn looks like they're going to bring a couple from the outside. They both come. Murray into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Rantavius Wooten.
How about that throw? You can't cover it any better than that. And Murray runs a couple, and then the last throw against Chris Davis on defense. He's the outside receiver right here, matched up man-to-man. Watch the coverage. Davis jumps right over the play. The ball's thrown low. And perfectly defended. Perfect throw. Everybody did their job.
Marshall Morgan with the extra point. 9 plays, 75 yards. Aaron Murray, the leader. And a perfectly thrown pass to Rantavius Wooten. Senior to senior. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot, Napa, USAA, and by Bud Light. Georgia got 7. Aaron Murray in his 51st career start, 896 career completions. He passes, so to speak, Chris Leak, and now Mark Richt's decision on go deep.
Yeah, I would kick it deep. I would keep it a 2-possession game, obviously. Force my defense to come up with a stop. Interestingly, Auburn does not even have their hands team out there. They're so sure that Georgia's going to kick the ball deep.
They do. Quan Bray almost bobbled it. Out to the 21-yard line. Well, this a flag thrown after the completion of the game.
Well, 4 different runners we talked about for Auburn today, gaining actually more yards than Todd Gurley. Corey Grant, Nick Marshall, Trey Mason, and then the wide receiver on the speed sweep, Ricardo Lewis. The way the offense is set up, Georgia has no idea who's going to get the ball on any carry.
During the run, holding, number 44 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So that'll be...
Yeah, this will be back towards the 10-yard line, 10, 11-yard line, I think.
Yep, Camarus Artis Payne, who has not seen action as a running back today.
Well, can Georgia get a stop? You get a stop here now. Auburn will start to feel the pressure. I guarantee you.
9:29. The clock is Auburn's friend right now if they can keep it on the ground and keep the clock running. Here's Marshall, directs traffic, missed tackle, stiff arm, and he gets about 5. Trey Matthews, number 28.
Pretty successfully defended play for Georgia on this time. Harvey Clemens forces him wide, cleaned up by Matthews. A 3-yard stop, that's a win for Georgia.
Matthews limping.
Quick snap here.
Here they come. There it is. Little toss. Left side, Corey Grant tries to get around Matthews. A secure tackle by Matthews at the sideline, but the clock still running.
Corey Grant. Called down by number 28, Trey Matthews.
Number 35, he takes you to the action. He gets another good block on his play, forcing it wide. Good finish again by a limping Trey Matthews.
Both teams, all 3 timeouts. It's 3rd down and 3. Auburn is 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversions in the ball game. 3rd and 3. That's Ricardo Lewis.
Oh my tackled goodness. Each other. A collision. Ricardo Lewis did not get close enough because the play clock was going down. I think Nick Marshall snapped it too early and did not allow the motion man to get past the quarterback. Oh, it's going to get very interesting. Very, very interesting.
4th and 6. Stephen Clark, second punt. He was out early in the first quarter. Again, he's only had 4 returned this year. Reggie Davis is the return man, and he called for the fair catch. It bounced out of bounds.
The play clock was running down on it. I think Nick Marshall felt he didn't want to get the delay of game. 5-4. Watch when he starts him in motion, and then he snaps it too soon and does not allow number 5. So you can see either you need to go quicker or the quarterback needs to snap it quicker. One of the two.
And we invite you to stay tuned for the Jeep postgame show on CBS Sports. This one has gotten interesting. By far the worst offensive series for Auburn in the game. Holding call on the kickoff, and then their first 3 and out. Dee Ford on the sidelines on this critical series defensively. Remember, he limped off on the previous series. First down 10, 7:15 to go. Brett McGowan sets up top of the screen. Murray, screen pass. Gurley's got it. Gets a block from David Andrews. Gets another block downfield. Dallas Lee and Chris Conley.
You know, I always think about how hard it is to win a championship. You know, Auburn's thinking, boy, we got a 20-point lead, 4th quarter, we're all good here. And 1 touchdown, and all of a sudden it's, oh my goodness.
1st and 10, 22-yard gain, under 7 to play. At a 13-point margin. Murray steps up, throws it into the ground, incomplete.
It could have been intentional grounding.
Yeah, look at Penn Wagers looking over.
Yeah, he's looking at it. Could have been intentional grounding.
Second down.
He was still in the tackle box. Also, might have been holding up there, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he totally got rid of that ball. Even Murray looked like he looked back at the referee to see if he got called on it.
2nd and 10 after the no call. Bennett is left. Conley and Rantavius Wooten at the top. Feed Gurley. Nice tackle, but he got carried about 3 yards. That was Chris Frost, the middle linebacker, and a gain of 9.
Yeah, those middle linebacker tackles for 9-yard gains are good news for the offense.
3rd and 1, they go quickly. Now let's see about the spot as Murray goes on the sneak. Measurement.
These veteran quarterbacks, you know, as a freshman, kind of lived through all the stuff, but now this senior year, Murray, I tell you, he is dangerous every snap, isn't he?
And he's got a fresh set of downs now.
Gurley right behind, gives him the push, the help. That's just enough to make it.
1st and 10. 6:18 to go.
Really haven't seen an Auburn blitz today. They've come with 5, but they played zone behind it.
Play action. Murray
nobody covered.
Wide open. It's Arthur Lynch who scoops in. Touchdown, Georgia.
First busted assignment of the day for Auburn. I think Chris Davis just blew his assignment on the play. And I don't think Georgia has to go onside kick again.
Marshall Morgan for the extra point to make it a 6-point game. With 5:59 to go in the ball game.
Chris Davis gets a little cute trying to fake the blitz and freezes, and that allows Lynch to just hit his zone wide open. Little fake to Gurley. Chris Davis bites, and that's as easy as it could get. And Artie Lynch just steps in and woo, pressure. You can feel the pressure in this stadium right now.
Lynch. Touchdown. Aaron Murray extends his record number of touchdown passes.
Ready to go. And Vern and Gary are ready to go again. Fellas?
Thank you very much, Mr. Brando. We are indeed 37-31. Seems like ages, I'm sure, if you're an Auburn fan, when they led by 20. 6th time in 117 games going back to 1892 that both teams have 30-plus. Dee Ford was on the sidelines for that last defensive series for Auburn. Morgan will kick it off. This will be returned. Corey Grant had one for a touchdown last week. Mason had to be careful.
Special teams that Auburn felt they could control in this football game. Georgia has made the plays. A holding on the last kickoff and a stop inside the 20.
Blake Sailors has been a standout special teams player for Georgia throughout his career, and he makes a good one there. First and 10. Last loss when scoring 30 or more for Auburn. You go back to 1996. That one went into overtime. First down and 10. Last offensive possession, 3 and out.
Man to man, they are challenging. There's no safety in the middle of the field.
Marshall chased. Lobs it away. Incomplete intentionally. Garrison Smith was chasing him. Second down and 10.
I think back to the Georgia-Florida game when Georgia had a 20-point lead, and all of a sudden Florida pulled within 3. And then Georgia got the ball when it felt like Florida said, if we get it again, we're going to win. And Georgia marched an 8-minute drive to finish the game. Auburn, can they do it? Can they finish the game on offense without giving the ball back to Aaron Murray?
Not a promising start on this series either. Play action. Marshall across the middle. Fumbled, almost intercepted.
Yeah, it was a poor pass. He had Coates wide open. He threw it behind him. Josh Harvey Clemens was in cover. That ball was a good 3 yards behind Coates. He had it actually was Swan that was in coverage, and Harvey Clemens is the guy that almost got the interception.
And here is your basic third down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Blitz. Marshall chased, got him from behind. Ramik Wilson, 4th down.
3 times in a row, Todd Grantham brought the house. Played man-to-man. Ramik Wilson lined up in the middle, then shifted to the outside right there, and he just runs behind and gets Nick Marshall.
See that Marshall almost lost it. Yeah. Stephen Clark on to punt. It's Reggie Davis back to return it. And Georgia should come out of this with wonderful field position.
Oh, shanked it.
It does get an Auburn roll, but only to the 45-yard line. In the SEC East, Georgia needs a win to have any hope. They need to win and then get some help. Missouri, South Carolina in front. Out west, Auburn in control of its own destiny, hoping to completely turn around last year, but now things have really gotten tight.
And remember, if Georgia comes back and wins, Missouri could lose a game and still win the SEC East.
First down 10. Murray. Gurley and a tackle.
Plenty of time to run any offensive play you want if you're Georgia. You can run the ball with Gurley. You can dump it off. You can run the screens.
Second down 5. 4:25 to go.
First blitz of the day.
Yes. Good protection. The pass is complete to Rantavius Wooten.
No. Dropped it.
No. He caught it.
And I think the hit forced the ball out.
Yep.
Chris Davis, who made the mistake on the play before, I think he dislodges this. Yes, he did.
3rd and 5. D Ford is back on the field at defensive end for the Tigers.
He switched to the other side. He's down at the bottom here now.
From the 40. Quick flip. Rhett McGowan. Remember the clutch catches he made in that Florida game?
Sure did. Nice block out there by Michael Bennett as well. Good call by Mike Bobo. He knew the blitz was coming. Puts it out there. Bennett gets the block. First down.
Under 4.
You got to give the ball to Todd Gurley here, don't you? He gashed him for 9 yards last time he ran the tailback ISO.
Got Merritt Hall, the fullback, in front. Number 43, they'll give it to Gurley. Big hole, missed tackle, down at the 20-yard line.
He's a man. He blew up Therese, I believe, on the play. My goodness. He went for 9 last time. What, 11 or 12 on that one?
And a first down 10 with 3.5 remaining. Rhett McGowan leaves. Wooten, top of the screen.
That's going to be 12 men on the field.
There we are again.
Yep. 5-yard penalty.
Illegal substitution. 12 men in the formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Here Aaron Murray arguing.
They had 12 men inside the numbers. When you have 12 men inside the numbers, they're going to call it. Rhett McGowan left it late, and that's a good call.
First down 15. Clock starts again. Mark ready for play. 3:15 to go. Conley, Bennett, near side. Play action. Murray across the middle. Caught!
Good throw, wasn't it?
At the 7, Michael Bennett.
Nick Marshall did not hit his throw. Aaron Murray does. Low into the inside.
With 12 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the game, Auburn led by 20. Georgia, first and goal.
Who's going to tackle this man right here?
He'll get it. And this time he is stopped. Nosa Igwe and Jake Holland.
Right now, Georgia's thinking, we would like to eat some clock and score as well. If I'm Gus Malzahn, I might be thinking timeout here soon.
They do have 3. So does Georgia. 2:15 to go. Into the end zone, tipped and incomplete. Intended for Jonathan Rump. Chris Davis defending.
Yeah, Chris Davis guessed that this was going to be an inside slant. He was all over it. If that would have been a fade or a back shoulder throw, he would have been wide open.
3rd and goal.
Do they dare run quarterback draw again?
Arthur Lynch split to the left. Davis looks for him. Dropped. Michael Bennett.
Defended well that time by Jake Holland. He looked inside and met him head on.
4th and goal. Down by 6. Less than 2 to play. The Georgia Bulldogs about ready to snap it. Murray with time. Now no time. Did he get in?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Gotta look to see if his knee went down, though. It's close.
Jake Holland hits him.
It's close. Was his knee down? Was his knee down on the other side of Jake Holland?
Wow.
No, Gus Malzahn took a timeout.
Prior to the timeout, we have a review. The ruling on the field is a touchdown. There is no timeout charged to Auburn.
Jake Holland blocks the knee. You cannot see the knee from this angle. You cannot tell if Aaron Murray's knee's down before he falls forward.
Yeah, Jake Holland's body blocks the view. The umpire was retreating or going forward. Now they're showing the replay on the Jumbotron here.
So far, I still think it's a touchdown.
Well, there's not much to overturn the call, is there?
Does his left knee, did his left knee go down? Let's see. It could have. It's going to be close.
I don't know that there's evidence
right
from
back
that replay.
Here,
Yeah.
Right back. Wait, go back just a little. Watch right there. Does his knee go down right there? Is there a... Let's see if with the overhead, if we can see whether his left knee goes down.
And again, it's...
Well, right there. Was his knee down or not before he lunges across?
And we'll try it again from the split screen.
These are in sync. So there he's short. Now does his knee come down before he lunges the ball over?
Think of the consequences of this replay.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, a national championship could be at stake here.
It's unbelievable. How about the play by Aaron Murray to take this and give his team a chance? Puts his head down, gets a split forehead on the play. Ryan Smith, Jake Holland make the tackle. And the question is it enough to overturn the call?
I don't think so. I think it's highly probable that that knee was down, but I don't see the evidence from these replays to overturn it.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Aaron Murray is the man. I'll tell you that right now. And remember, just a year ago, there was a question whether he could win the big one.
Marshall Morgan. Georgia leads.
Defended well. There's an opening. Runs through the tackle by D. Ford and then lunges into the end zone.
Improbable. Aaron Murray in his 51st consecutive start as the quarterback at Georgia. He's getting a bit of a rest right now, having led his team to a total improbable come from behind. Here's his former teammate, spent 1 year as a defensive back at the University of Georgia, and now will have a chance to bring this team from behind. Cody Parkey's target is the 30-yard line. His career and season long is 47. He had one blocked earlier in this ball game. Morgan will kick off. Nope, he will not kick off.
And remember that Nick Marshall has good thoughts, too, about a last-minute drive to win a game. He did it against Mississippi State to score with 11 seconds to go. This time, they just need a field goal. They also need a kickoff return. The last two have really been bad. Both of them inside the 20. One with a penalty and one just stopped inside the 20.
Georgia with 21 points in 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
Penalties by Auburn have cost them here in this fourth quarter.
Returnable. Quan Bray.
Another good defensive stop.
Connor Norman.
Yes, Connor Norman got the stop. Reserve defensive back.
Looks like a Charlie horse. This is one of the special team stars, Costa Boblis.
And as we talked, the last one was just one of their red zone lack of touchdowns. And that's something they really think that they're better at than anybody. And that's been the story.
Well, they're still tending to the special teams player over on the 13-yard line.
Remember last time, the defensive strategy by Todd Grantham. He didn't even put a safety in the middle of the field. He attacked. He played man-to-man on the outside, and Auburn threw the ball 3 consecutive times despite rushing for over 325 yards, for 325 yards. What will Todd do now? What strategy to counteract the run game or the pass game? Because he rolled the dice before.
1:45 to go. Both teams, all 3 timeouts left. Marshall and the Tigers. You think back to Tracy Wolfson's interview with Gus Malzahn at the half, and he rued the fact that they had not succeeded in the red zone. And will that be what comes back to haunt them? Marshall. Tipped and incomplete. Shaq Wiggins, true freshman.
And at times, Georgia played 2 deep safeties and tried to keep everything in front of him. Shaq knew that he had help with the safety behind him. He was able to bite on that throw.
Second down 10, 1:39 remaining. That's Marcus Davis, the freshman.
Yep, it'll be 3rd and short.
Under 90 seconds to go. That was a gain of 9. Marshall to the 35. Using one now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Clock stopped with the first down.
Got it.
Get up there and go.
Cody Parkey is a senior from Jupiter, Florida, hoping to have a chance to put Auburn back on top. Marshall back. Little screen inside. Sammy Coates. They finally got him.
Now you got to call timeout. That's the athleticism that I was talking about for Georgia's defense. They can run. Screen to one side. They flow towards that. And then it comes back the other way. And the Georgia defense runs it down.
.54 seconds remaining. Artie Lynch. Well, we showed you a while ago the last time that Auburn had scored 30 or more and lost a game. It was against Georgia, and somewhat eerily in that game in 1996. Georgia came from 21 down to win.
Everything that Auburn has been throwing has been short. Can they get a squatting defensive back and try to go deep on somebody?
2nd down 12. As Posh lining up. Play action. He's going deep. Wants to. Can't. Now wings it. He's got a man wide open. And it's dropped. Because of the hit. Trevon Reed was open. Had the ball in his hands. And he was popped.
Yeah, I think it was Corey Moore, number 39, that came across the safety. Ball floated just a bit. And Corey Moore comes across. And I think the ball was actually dropped before he got even hit there.
3rd and 12.
Can Georgia's defensive ends make a play, get a sack?
Here they come. Marshall. They got him by the ankle. He's down. The clock's still running.
They did. The 2 defensive ends, last time it was Jordan Jenkins, was the guy who grabbed the leg. Jenkins on the top, Floyd on the bottom. Jenkins goes around Greg Robinson, falls down, and then reaches out. What another great effort by a Georgia football player.
Loss of 6. It's 4th and 18 with 36 seconds to go. As we've said, Georgia had to win today, and they're in the lead by 1, and then they had to get help in order to win the SEC East and get to Atlanta. Aaron Murray has put them in front. For Auburn, they've still got their own destiny. They get Alabama here, and were they...
No, if they lose...
That's right, that's their second.
Yes.
Hello.
Alabama can clinch by winning tonight.
That's right.
And Georgia's going to take a little discussion on this last play.
30 seconds, timeout.
Yeah, the one loss for Auburn was in the rain in Baton Rouge when they fell behind. They wound up losing that one 35-21. Well, there's your senior quarterback out of Tampa.
Pass fake play called. Nothing there. Takes it. No sliding on this one. Game's on the line. Oh, my goodness. What a comeback if they can get a stop. I'm thinking back to that LSU-Georgia game when they beat Zach Mettenberger, their other transfer quarterback, and Mettenberger hit that 3rd and 23. I don't know if Nick Marshall's got that in him like Mettenberger did.
4th and 18.
Same defense, though. 3-man rush.
Lets it go. Talk about a Hail Mary.
It's the play of the year.
Right on number 90 of the offense on Auburn.
Number 25, Josh Harvey Clemens, actually knocks it out of Trey Matthews' hands. Number 28, it bounces up in the air for the most improbable touchdown you'll ever see.
For just a fraction of a second, I don't think Ricardo Lewis saw the ball.
Nope. See, it was 25 that knocks it out of Trey Matthews' hands. And Lewis, a miracle of miracles.
Nick Marshall on 4th and 18. Aaron Murray reacts.
They all occurred during the dead ball. They all set.
Well, there were unsportsmanlike penalties. I think a couple of them at least.
Well, of course, Auburn will go for 2 here. It's a 5-point game.
That's the 4th catch of the game for Ricardo Lewis. Only the 23rd for the year. Here's the play for 2.
And they throw off of this.
Uzomah is short. 43-38.
If Georgia doesn't touch the ball, it's going to land on the turf. This guy knocks it away from this guy. Watch. The most improbable thing I think I've seen, and I can't remember when. Josh Harvey Clemens knocks it away from Trey Matthews.
Ricardo Lewis bobbled it, grabbed it, soared in. Now.
I've never seen anything like this 4th quarter. I really haven't.
Auburn controls their own destiny.
Never seen a 4th quarter like this in the time I've been broadcasting.
Now think about it. It was 37-17 with 12:39 to go.
Well, consider what's on the line. Now, there's still 25 seconds to go. 2 timeouts. If Auburn can do that, I mean...
Sure. Here's the kickoff. Parkey has not had one returned. This is another one through the back of the end zone. He's had a magnificent night.
I mean, just think about the impact on Missouri, on South Carolina, on Alabama, and of course, Auburn. It's one of the most incredible plays I've ever seen.
First down 10 from the 25 with 25 seconds remaining in the ball game. Artie Lynch will split just a couple of yards off the right side. 3 wides. Empty backfield. Murray. Got him. That's Lynch. And he's down at the 48.
Well, know this. Georgia is going to at least get a Hail Mary to the end zone.
Timeout, Georgia. 1 left. Well, we've run out of words.
Well,
but
you can't hardly blame the guys. You know, they don't exactly know where the receiver is on the play. They're looking up at the ball. They go for the ball. It's just what happens in sports sometimes.
Well, it was a year ago when Georgia had a tipped ball caught by Chris Conley short of the goal line. They were 1 play away from knocking off Alabama. Now this tip ball, a 73-yard touchdown, has Auburn leading by 5. Pressure. Murray up. Got a man, Mantavius Wooten. Down at the 25. 8 seconds to go.
They're going to get 2 plays to the end zone.
Georgia has used its final timeout.
This Auburn pass defense in the second half has been wide open players all over the field.
Eight seconds to go.
Aaron Murray has just passed 400 yards passing.
4:15.
Well, he out-dueled Zach Mettenberger at the end of that game, and now he's dueling against Nick Marshall. Georgia's going to have 2 more plays. Do they go to the end zone on both of them?
Murray pumps once, goes deep down the right side. Incomplete, 3 seconds to go. 1 more chance. That was intended for Jonathan Rump.
Flag on the play.
Offside, 30, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
D. Ford again. Remember, he lined up offside earlier in the game. First down 5, 3 seconds remaining. Gurley alongside.
Gotta think Michael Bennett here, do you not? And now Auburn is going to take the timeout.
Timeout, Auburn.
It did not work for Georgia, by the way.
No. Seconds to go. Georgia comes from 20 down to take a 1-point lead, and then on 4th at 18. Nick Marshall goes deep. The ball tipped by a pair of defenders into the arms of Ricardo Lewis. who scooted into the end zone for a 73-yard touchdown. First down 5. That doesn't mean anything. It's the 3 seconds remaining.
The height advantage is to the Georgia receivers.
Wooten and Conley near side. Michael Bennett is in the slot. Murray chased out of the pocket. Hit as he lets it go. Game over. Auburn wins. Another look at the last play.
I think it was D. Ford that put the last hit on of the day. Flushed out of the pocket early. Not exactly sure why Aaron Murray gave up on the pocket. He had good protection, but it was D. Ford that finished off the game.
Gus Malzahn has resuscitated this program. A team that was 3-9 a year ago. Let's go down to Tracy, who's with the coach and the quarterback.
Well, let me start with you, Nick. I don't know. I'm speechless. I can only imagine how you're feeling right now. Take us through it. The pass, the Hail Mary, the tip, the touchdown. What was going through your mind there?
Before we broke the huddle, Ricardo Lewis, I heard him saying, like, throw me the ball. So I put my trust in him, and then I know he put his trust in me. I stayed in there in the pocket and then just delivered the throw. He made an awesome catch for us tonight.
Just a wild fourth quarter. Did you ever think you were out of it?
No, man, I never thought. That's just something we work on every day, practice 2-minute drill, and we just believe, and then I'm just happy for my teammates tonight to get this victory.
And what can you say about the importance of this win, not only coming in a rivalry, but against your former team, and to stay alive now in the SEC West here?
I mean, they fought hard tonight, but we just fought harder. I'm just really speechless right now. I'm really happy for my teammates tonight.
I could imagine, Coach, I'm sure you're speechless as well, but what was going through your mind in that touchdown, and when you knew that Georgia climbed back? Your team has been so effective in that fourth quarter.
Hey, they're one of the better teams in the country. They're back healthy, and we knew it was going to be tough. Our guys made a play. Nick made a play at the end. Ricardo, very proud of him.
You told me that your quarterback is just always calm, cool, collective. What can you say about his performance leading your team here today?
Yeah, he's got the it factor. He has the ability to make a play when others can't, and we're proud he's our quarterback.
And now the continued turnaround of this team, setting up a massive showdown with Alabama in the Iron Bowl. What can you say about that one leading up to it?
Yeah, now that it's over, we can start talking about it. It ought to be a real good one. We're looking forward to it.
You think? A real good one? I think so.
Yeah, all right.
Congratulations.